Welcome, OSL Finals Crete Division. Today is Sunday, the 18th, 2025. To my left, right, and or above me, Jturner. On the camera, Tesdai will be on production today. How are we doing today, Jturner?
We're doing outstanding, Bubble. We have everybody's favorite division, Crete. We all know these are the most entertaining games to watch, man. Like, we're running it down. We're not pulling objectives most of the time, and we don't know how to end. So, I'm excited. What about you?
Oh yeah, we got two very decent teams for the Crete Division. We got the DjunglSkogs have not dropped a set all season, and then we have the Royal Jesters. Your Golden Apple Tournament winners are going to be in this finals. Jturner, what are you looking forward to?
All right, I'm looking to see if we have the Skogs, see if they can run the table, or we have the Jesters trying to break that golden apple curse, man. So we have the battle of curse versus trying to be undefeated, and that curse is looming in the back of their mind, man. But the Skogs got that. Hey guys, we can't ruin our perfect season here.
All right, let's get into picks and bans here. Tesdai just told me that the picks and bans are going to be ready in a second. Thanks to Tesdai for showing up here last second. Skog to the left, RJ on the right. We got Frog, Rox, and Kodalik, Riggs, and Kazar versus Swagmaster, XI Primal, Flamio, Stoops, and the Sweaty Sacks.
Yeah, I'm expecting some target bans on both sides of this on the plate here. Expect to see like a Yamoja ban on neither or team because both these supports do like to play the Water God. Obviously you have a Chalk ban. Obviously that's another target ban as well for Swagmaster. You may see an Aladdin ban here for this for Jesters targeted at Barox this year for the Skogs as well. These ADCs are going to tend to be left alone because I don't know, they can just play most of everything, and Kazar is just going to play what's ever open. So I'm expecting probably 4 target bans here.
Well, we see the Shock ban come out. Shock very good right now. You know, one of the few tanks who can be very tanky and still kill you, Jturner.
This is true. I feel like any tank can just kill anybody still with with how strong of an item Nemean Lion is. I mean, I was playing a ranked game the other day, and I did 1,400 damage to a Bari who for some reason just kept autoing me. But we're not going to see that today because these players are smarter than that, surely. So, taking a long time for this second ban here. Like I said, I'm expecting it to be an Aladdin or Yamoja. Obviously, these mids kind of are wild cards. I feel like they just obviously like they want to play Neve because Neve was just the top character in this div. Okay. Yeah, I'm expecting to see probably a Neve and or Pakate locked in for these mid laners.
That being said, Morgan going to be automatically banned here, Jturner, along with Scepter of Dominion right now. I don't think either of these teams were particularly using it. Now, I will say, apparently, Frog was planning on bug abusing in this final with the Scepter of Dominion, Jturner.
Yeah,
but
I don't believe that, but they can say what they want.
It took us 5 minutes to ban the Roxas one trick, guys. Aladdin going to be taken out here by the Royal Jesters. And what do you think what do you think Roxas may be leaning towards? But we're going to actually scratch that. Jturner. Kali also going to be taken out here for the DjunglSkogs.
Kali's just the pick. You played at ADC now as well. I didn't think the last deck was that good, but some of my RSL teammates told me that it wasn't, and they showed me that it wasn't. You can't run crit on it, but that shred build is very strong. So you're not surprised to see it being banned out. But yeah, Sobek on the other hand. So I'm surprised a couple of things has been left open, specifically the Yamoja. I don't think it's gonna get top locked here, but it might. But I would expect it to be top 2'd by the Jesters if it gets by from the Skogs.
Well, we have to wait a second on that, though. But to be fair, Yamoja, not really the bestest of gods right now. As we're going to see a Neith going to be top locked by the Skogs here.
Yeah, not surprising. Neith definitely in Crete, the best mid laner in the game, but might be the best mid laner in the game overall. Probably her Agni. And just insane single target damage. And if you're able to get people grouped up with that too, you can do insane group damage as well. But just high single target damage can easily one-shot you, especially when paired up with a character who has good lockdown CC.
I have to agree with you. Neve's kind of one of the few mid laners who can run the early, mid, and late game with that global ult. Nothing feels worse as a backliner than just standing in your jungle randomly at the last game. You stepped on a ward and now you're missing half your health bar, Jturner.
So we're seeing Mordred Agni in this next part because my camera just froze. Don't know why.
But yeah, Mordred Agni, you're going to be locked in here for the side of the Royal Jesters, Jturner. Are you surprised maybe with how prioritized Mordred's going to be here?
I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure Mordred probably one of the top solo laners in playable in this div. It's just like something gets played a lot. A lot of these characters just like, or a lot of the players like to spam this character mainly because they just feel like they like to play laning phases a lot. Because like sometimes they like to struggle in the team fights, and Mordred's just at like that prototypical laner. You're able to like control lane a lot of the times, unless this is going jungle, and then I'm completely wrong. But
This is definitely going in the solo lane, Jturner. I don't believe they're going to be playing more jungle down here from what I've seen from their previous games.
hey, they may want to be like a Bong Riparic and run it down on that character. It's my idea, by the way. I don't know about you.
Yeah, taking a bit for this Skogs pick coming in here. What do you think they're going to prioritize here, Mr. Jturner?
I think they're gonna lock the Yemo here, and then I'm assuming they would maybe pick their. They'd have to pick a solo here. I feel because I feel like Ferox is just that one guy who likes to wait on his pick until last, so he can just have the absolute best matchup. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting probably. I think they're gonna lock the Yemo here. And then for their solo, probably like an Achilles, something like that.
Well, we're going to see that we're going to have to wait a bit for that one, Jturner. But Jesters, let's talk about this Agni pick. Where do you think this Agni pick's going to end up going?
I think it's going in the mid lane. I don't think that the Agni ADC tech is dribbled down to Crete just yet. So I'm expecting him to just sit in the mid lane and drop those bombs for high damage. Because honestly, I don't know how much the Sweaty Sacks is in them ranked queues, but as we see a Willix Ymir.
I'm going to see a Willix Ymir come out here. What does the Willix Ymir do for this Skogs con?
Well, they don't have a pretty much just like along with that goes along with the Neath, just that high single target damage, able to lock down a target very, very well. Not much to play into it right now for the Jesters. Normally, if you're locking in a Willix this high, you would like to see maybe like a pick on the other side that has like a leap or such. But we have nothing here for the Jesters. Maybe they want them to like prevent picking leaps. That could be a thing. But so very interesting to see them lock a Willix this high, especially since Neath on the other side, which is normally what you lock in for a Neath counter matchup per se. So I'm surprised to see them lock it up this high, but it's a comfort pick for Feroxes, so not surprised.
Not to mention for the free setup you get from Ymir Wall on the onto anyone in the game if you hit Ymir Wall with the knock up there.
Yeah, but incredibly hard timing to get down. So
No, that's overdrawn. That's over-dramatized. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jturner. If your Ymir says I'm about to wall here, that's your timing, bro. Like on jaw.
Yeah, but if you just like frick it up by even a millisecond,
you have faith in your team. Yeah, if you mess it up by a millisecond, guess what? It's back up in 30 seconds.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't be trusting rigs like that, man. That guy's a troll.
On jaw. Can't even run production. I'm joking.
True.
Waiting here though, Jesters. What would you like to see them prioritize here, knowing that the other team has picked their mid laner, jungle, and support?
I mean, they're probably gonna lock an ADC here. I mean, I know Sweaty Sacks likes to play the Cupid, and it's a decent matchup into the Willix just because cripples, and he has a big cripple. I don't know what else Sweaty really plays. Maybe the Medusa, but I personally don't think a Medusa is that insanely good right now. But I do like the Ares. Stooms loves this pick. It's pretty much his outside pick. Outside of like going to that Yemo, it's a good lockdown, another cripple. So they might pair it with a double cripple dual lane. We'll see. But I like this pick for Stooms. They're great on it. They can run lobbies with it if not shut down early as well.
Not to mention the great pick it is into the Willix. Basically shuts that entire character's kit down. Can only really use her 3 if crippled by the Ares. We're going to see a Fenrir going to be locked in here for the Jesters. And are you a little concerned about this pick, or do you like it here?
I personally like Fenrir, but it depends on what you're building. Like, you have to be going like the auto attack, auto proc build on Fenrir to be like have success with them, because just with like the normal like ability build, you're not doing as much damage. Like honestly, like just the like going braggies, what's it called, Tierfing, and items such as that, you're just doing so much more damage than just regular, auto ability build. So I feel like if you're gonna do that, you get early game pressure because the brutalize just does insane damage with the braggies, and if you can farm that early game pressure into the late game, his fall off isn't as bad. So you have to play early game.
Medusa's gonna be locked in here for the Skogs, one of Kazar's favorites, and Odin is gonna follow it very quickly here, Jturner.
Uh, I'm interested. I haven't not. I don't think I've seen the Frog Odin this year. And I've watched a decent amount of Skogs games. Ooh, this Agni is going ADC. I'm hoping, unless we're bringing out the Cole Football Tech Vulcan ADC. But looks like Sweaty will be piloting this Agni. We'll see the Mordred solo, Fenrir jungle. But I don't know. I'll have to see it. Agni ADC is something that takes a little bit of time to like smooth out and get like the combos down, because you can't just be playing it like normal Agni. You have to be like making sure you're getting those full stack charges on to get the max value out of it.
Yeah, we'll see on the left side here, 4 physical coming out on the side of the Skogs. Bunch of walls also. Which of these team comps do you like better and why, Mr. Jturner?
Me personally, I kind of like the Skogs comp just a little bit more. Just because I do like that I love the Odin pick here, because it's able to lock in 3 of their characters, maybe 4, if the Mordor doesn't have ult. But if he does have ult, you just get out of there. Good lockdown. The only problem is you do have the lack of knockups to help with the Willix. Obviously, they picked a Fender into the Willix, so that helps a little bit. And the only thing you have to support it is the Ymir wall. So if they use the Ymir walls perfectly, we might be in business. But if not, they're gonna struggle to like maybe get those picks with the late game faller off as an Willix does. So if they can combo these ults perfectly and get Odin into that backline, I think I like the Skogs comp a little bit more.
I have to agree with you. I do like the Skogs comp a little bit more. My only concern is I think this character Odin is not a very good pick right now, Jturner. I personally think that this god just kind of gets blown up off the face of the earth a lot of times, and not to mention this is not the best Odin game in the world. You will get value off your walls, but there's not a ton of follow up off of it from your team comp. You have the Neath too, but that's about it. Not to mention the picks here that kind of make Odin kind of miserable to play. We have multiple stuns coming out from like Agni or Fenrir. We have Ares who just cripples the Odin. Mordred can stun the Odin for an immeasurable amount of times with the small 2 or even the big ult, right? Or the small ult or the big ult. And then Vulcan can be a little bit weavy, so I'm kind of concerned what this Odin's going to do in a lot of these team fights. If he's just going to be the wall bot, but I don't know if he's going to do much outside of that, Jturner.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need, though. Odin gets into that backline, drops his wall. Sometimes his job is done. Like a good Odin cage can definitely change a team fight. But yeah, I can definitely, if as long as that he could stay away from all these cripples and stuns, which in retrospect is hard, but if you're good enough, you can do it.
All right, Jturner, stop talking. It's time to throw it the game, Jturner. That's right. We're about to get some Crete on Crete violence coming on here. Best of 5, game 1, DjunglSkogs Jesters Crete finals, and we're ready to rock and roll, Jturner.
Yeah, looks like nothing's.
Support.
We do have a surprising support starter Odin.
Yeah, he's been doing this in a lot of these games, Jturner, but I feel like you're just asking to be 3 levels down, Jturner.
Hey, it might. I think I heard Frog talk about this. He says the reason he does this is if he plays someone like a Mordred, who's just gonna win lane anyway most of the time, he might as well just send her to his tower and farm support gold from minions. So maybe he's cooking, maybe he's not. I don't know.
I have to be concerned about the late game damage by not going blue stem, Jturner. He truly is just going to be a wall butt, Jturner.
He probably, hey, maybe that's what they want. Maybe Veraxis was like, hey, Frog, I need you to just do this and only this, and I'm gonna take us to the promised land. So, this may be a Veraxis call right here.
All right, well, we're getting into it. We have 2 shells on the side of the Jesters. Meanwhile, 0 shells and 2 Sunders on the side of the JunglSkogs. The rest of the people have went B to Jturner.
Not surprising. Obviously you want the shells for the amount of walls that the Skogs have, but on the other side, it also look around these objectives because I feel like it's just going to be able to, since forcing the tanks or so to buy the shells for the Jesters is just going to give the Skogs like so much pressure on objectives because they are able to go that double trigger.
Dashing here from the Medusa, who catches the support out of line here. Agni needs to be very big trouble as he get autos down by Riggs for first blood here. Very aggressive dual lane start here from the Scots.
Yeah, that's just Ymir. Ymir, I think, has... I used to think it was Morgan that had the best level 1 in the game, but now I think it's like far and away Ymir with that passive buff that they gave him. Like, you just can't box him no matter what. I think this guy could go in with no items and just outbox anybody. Like, you can't trade him.
Yeah, we see Ymir just... that's why you pick it, honestly, Jturner. With the bunch of utility it provides late game and the unmatched early game, Ymir just provides infinite pressure in this duo lane. And we pair it with something like a Medusa. If you're Jesters, you just have to play that a bit more careful.
Yeah, obviously Kazar's able to get a dash on there, and you don't wanna, you know, oh, we have a little bit of an action going here.
We have Willix Fenrir gonna meet up back here. Fenrir gonna be caught in no man's land a little bit. Primal gonna be 2 levels down here. That's quite concerning here. If you're Primal used both leaps already, gonna get caught here. And Veraxis gives the kill to Kazar, and then second blood goes to the JunglSkogs 2-0 in 2 minutes.
I am interested. I don't know how Veraxis is level 4 right now. That guy must have been farming his brains out. But obviously good catch there. Veraxis is able to catch him out on the map. 2 levels up somehow. I don't know what that guy's been farming, but obviously a lot. And then yeah, he catches the Fender out, both leaps down, 3v1, and he gets caught out.
Already down in your jungle and your duo lane. This is not the start if you're the Jesters. What would you like them to do here to react to this?
Like I said, we probably need to look at the support starter Odin, but it doesn't look like that guy is going to leave his tower. So I don't know how you're going to be able to play through the solo lane when Frog looks like he's just going to refuse to fight here. I mean, he's putting the ability down, he's sitting under tower.
Alright, well, there's that. And Fenrir maybe looking here in the duo side. Fenrir gonna loop under here, gonna get caught by Kazar. Kazar spots him out, and Fenrir forced the leap out here. Not a lot to do here. We see a Willix though, gonna be camping the side of the map, maybe looking for a potential invade here, but does not have the timer on this camp.
You wait about 60 seconds there if he's gonna camp there, because I'm pretty sure that's about how long it's got left. Because I think he started wave, so the blue buff's a little bit lacking. He might be able to catch this red buff here though, but Veraxis is kind of just sitting here in no man's land. Oh, he's getting the back harpy, so it's not a total loss, but I think he's going to abandon ship and try to get like some of these firebrands.
Alright, we see here dueling. Gonna see some action. Ares hits both chain. Wall is good for the knockup. Slow coming out here from the Ymir. Needs to be careful. And Ares able to walk out here. And it looks like a non-aggression pact in the duo lane has taken over.
Yeah, obviously, no, something looked out here. JunglSkogs are level 5 in that duo lane, and the Jesters are gonna have to do one more wave to be able to tick over to that level 5. So if they try to be aggressive here, they're not gonna have anything to counteract it. You only have a shell on the Ares for Stooms. So it looks like they're hiding in this bush over here left and trying to get aggressive.
Well, it looks like as things come to pass here, the solo laner is gonna lose his blue buff. Kind of what you get when you pick Odin, and then even the jungler rotates for it. Successful invade from here, the Jesters, and it looks like they'll also be able to secure these. I don't know what to call them. Fire minion.
Firebrands bubble.
What?
BRANS. I don't know what that. It reminds me of Raisin Bran. I don't like it.
Anyways, we're gonna see this gold bounty get picked up by this Neath, but outside the first two bloods, not a lot of aggression. We haven't seen an invade yet from the JunglSkogs. Jesters able to invade the blue. When do you think the first big fight's gonna happen here, Jturner?
I mean, it's probably going to be around this Gold Fury. I'm pretty sure the Skogs are going to want to play around it. They do have, you know, probably the better objective burn, but they have the better burn, but Jesters have the better secure with that Vulcan ult and Agni bombs, which aren't going to do insane damage with this aspect, but it's still better than, you know, probably a Medusa 1-2 combo or whatever. So they're probably going to gank around this dual lane, probably stagger them out, and then they'll group around this Gold Fury, and then that's when you'll see the first big team fight.
Rox is going to be spotted out here on this way, and Mordred Nezi's here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane day, see this Neath. Maybe stepped up a little bit too far, going to get stunned here. It does not choose the beads very smartly. And meanwhile, dual lane, Sweaty Sex has fallen down to the wayside. Another dip, but Ares going to be looking for some damage here. Hits one of the chains, does not hit the next one. Medusa barely living on here, going to get the damage off. Can they kill Ares in time? But no, Tree Stoops does find the refrag, but Riggs gets the trade out, and a 2-for-1 for the side of the Skoggers.
Yeah, W Cersei's Hexstone in there from Stoops. He's able to figure it out. He's like, hey, I can solo this guy. He's low HP. I'm gonna get in there. Able to successfully do it. Cost him everything, like his ult, but he did get the kill. Looks like Sweaty Sax there unfortunately was double ulted. You see Khazar's ult on cooldown. So was Riggs. So unfortunately, Sax did still have beads. So it's like a situation where you felt like you could get out, but unfortunately you don't. So
I'd like to point out, Jturner, though, a very important matchup here. The Medusa has 2 stacks on that rage compared to the Agni 0 stacks here, Jturner.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Stacks bought that rage on his first back on that death. And unfortunately, Khazar having the early gold lead, able to get that back early, and able to fight with the rage in that last fight, and able to get the early stacks online.
Another fight getting here. Bead's going to be used by Agni. Agni does successfully dash out here, however, but again, this Agni just getting uber pressured out here, Jturner.
Yeah, looks like Riggs is gonna sit with his carry here, which is, I believe, is a smart idea, but it looks like Primal's trying to get active, and so is Stoops.
We see a couple of rotations here. Ares going to be under. Hit the chain on the Medusa. Hits the chain. Misses the chain on Riggs. So one chain down right now. Ares going to come out here looking for the Medusa. Medusa gets hit by it. Double bomb. Going to be good enough. Nice follow-up here from the Jesters. Put back. And it looks like they're going to try to claim the Gold Fury for it.
This might... if the Skogs can come in and maybe delay this just a little bit, it may be defendable, waiting for Riggs, or not Riggs and Khazar. But it looks like they're burning this very
Neath's going to step up here. Neath's going to be looking to try contest here. Fenrir going to go on top of the Neath. Ult going to be used. Ragnarok Beads going to be pre-breeds the Ragnarok. And Varox is able to steal away the Gold Fury with the 3. Pretty impressive, but now can Cadillac live? Eats the brutalized for his trouble. Quarter health is Cadillac. Cadillac's cooldown about to come up. Fenrir gets stunned by the freeze. Forced to beads. Is this Fenrir? Now he can't leap though. The Willock's gonna come out and kill this Fenrir. Neatho, maybe a little overkill, but nice confirmed kill from the Skogs while also stealing the Gold Fury.
And that's got to be a punch to the throat right there for the Jesters. You let Varox steal the Gold Fury with the 3, and then you lose your jungler because of it. Beads expended there for the Fenrir, and Varox is able to get a free ult online. Very unfortunate turn of events there, and you hate to see that because they find themselves back on the plus side with getting a double kill there in duo lane, and then you just lose it for the Gold Fury. It's unfortunate.
Well, Stoops is going to try to make a play here onto the duo lane side. Stoops going to loop in on the Agni. Agni dashes here, gets his damage off, but nice next stun to knock him up. Medusa ult going to be enough to get Agni, and the dash gonna be good here, but Fenrir inbound. Khazar gonna have to run away very quickly. Brutalize is gonna be used to keep up with Khazar here. Khazar's dash gonna be up in about 3 seconds, and I believe he's gonna get out here, Jturner, as Khazar able to live.
Khazar able to get the kill there and slithered himself out of that fight. Yeah, just we have a fight here.
You can't step there, Stoops. You're gonna figure that out quickly. Stoops Hexstone is down. Has not a lot of mobility. Does have the ult available to him if needed. He's gonna use the ult. Try to pull some people in. Beads gonna be used expended. Stoops still alive, barely, but the ult's going to be good enough to kill Stoops. But now, Skogs are going to be low here, but able to walk out for free as Riggs still pretty healthy. Going to look for the wall. Nice knock-up combo from this wall. Going to get a lot of damage on the Vulcan, and the Vulcan barely able to escape. Had to expend the beats there, Jturner.
Hey, you were right, Bubble. You know, they
Oh,
had
man,
that
that
combo
combo is impossible to hit, Bubble.
You were right, man. You're cooking me right now, but that was a perfect combo. They're able to get the beads just for the wall knockup for the AOLX. Great combo there. Maybe we'll see. Let's see if they can do it 2 times, Bubble. How about that, buddy? How about that? Let's see what they can do.
The once is all we need. Kalak going to be level 11. If we take a look at the scoreboards, there's some quite concerning things, but we do see one avenue potentially for some putback from the Jesters.
Yeah. One thing I didn't mention in that fight is with his Doom Orb online early for the Vulcan, he kind of hit pretty hard with that ult. So I'm pretty sure I've seen the Skogs play into a Vulcan a lot this year, and they have a tendency of just face walking themselves into a couple of Vulcan ults. So I think if you're the Jesters now, you have to play through this mid lane. He's the only person that's like besides
Jturner, we have ourselves a standoff.
Yeah.
The Bush standoff, Jturner. Who do you think blinks first?
Do they know they're in here?
Oh, there we go. Kazar takes the first fight, and Agni's gonna take a lot of damage. Not long enough though, and the Neethel's gonna come out, and bye, sweaty sacks. See you later. Get yourself a wet wipe as he dies to the Neethel.
I don't know what that was. If they knew if they knew that they were both just in that bush, that just makes it even funnier. But I don't know. Maybe Kazar just has the instinct right there. I don't know, man. I don't know what I just watched.
Yeah, neither ADC wanted to be the first to show up on wave. Kazar, assuming Agni's just going to be standing there. Oh, a lot of damage coming out by this Vulcan. Willick's going to be low here. They need to take a retreat, so no objective pool going to be coming from the Jesters. And we see maybe the Equalizer going to be rotating in the mid here. Swagmaster Uwu with his 2-level lead, or a level and a half lead, going to be rotating in for this gold as Jesters are going to look to pull this Gold Fury. Gold Fury going to be burning. Not particularly fast, though. Not particularly slow, however, as Vulcan has arrived. Missed the meatball onto the Gold Fury. Gold Fury going to be half health. Not a lot of putback from the Skogs right now, because right now Swagmaster able to zone off many people. Swagmaster going to ult away. Chaos Team able to confirm the Gold Fury, and Swagmaster able to rotate out. A nice clean pull there from the Jesters.
Yeah, I mean the Skogs there have to recognize that these people have no Sunders, so we need to be the aggressors on the objective because we can burn it faster. We can't just leave it to fall. Obviously you see Swagmaster rotating into the middle lane, so you realize they're probably going to pull something, and the Gold Fury is the only thing on the map right now. So we need to just be able to recognize that more, because as I said, they don't have any Sunders. Their burn's not that good. The only thing they can do to secure it is the Vulcan ult. So we have to be more aggressive on those objectives if we're the Skogs.
Well, Skogs looking to Frog just taking a meander through the jungle right now. Not really doing too much. Already lost his tower. Is about 2 levels down. Has 0 damage. If you're a Frog here, you kind of hate your teammates for putting you on this pick. Pyromancer, however, going to be pulled here. Swagmaster going to be looking to maybe ult through zone here, but Skogs not taking the bait, but now he doesn't have any movement. Now he's in big trouble. Gets double CC'd. The shell going to be good enough to keep him out for now. Riggs going to get knocked up here. Does not get hurt too much. And he's going to use the ult on the Primal. Primal has to expend the beats, but now he can't leap away. The Gravity Surge is going to be up right now. Gravity Surge could be used to here. Now the Stampede going to be popped here. Ymir looking for a huge wall. Gets it off, but another shell going to come out. Primal looking for a bite onto literally anyone, does not connect, but finds Veroxas in the back. Now here comes Volcano off the mark quite a bit. Primal still looking for some damage. Meanwhile, Ymir caught in no man's land. Needs to get out. That's the 30-second parallel, and Riggs hits a huge freeze to keep himself alive. Now Ymir, though, not enough mobility to keep him alive, as now Riggs falls, and now Pyromancer will go to the Jesters here, but looks like contention out of Frog. Frog gonna make it look for a play here. Does have the Sunder available to him. Could look to outconfirm the Vulcan without ult. But it looks like he's going to concede this right now as Swagmaster Ubu just zoning too powerful. Pyromancer falls the way of the Royal Jesters.
Yeah, a lot to break down in that last fight. I mean, I could say
break it down for you, Mark.
Yeah. Even though Frog is hitting for like little pennies right now, He's extremely hard to kill, but he's not doing any damage. Like he's just a cage bot right now. So you get that cage off, you expend the shells out of the Jesters. They pop both of them. They're just able to walk out because you mirror walled and ode wall at the same time. So not able to secure that combo of the wall knock up into a Fenrir ult, and I'm looking like that's gonna be their go button. That's what they're hanging their hat on this comp for. So it doesn't look like if they can't succeed in doing that, it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to succeed.
Roxas had a good solid early game, but now it's going to be even peel with this primal now. 0-1-3 is Veroxis. This is your Crete MVP. How do you think Veroxis should start playing this game from now on?
He just needs to, play like he was. Try to go for a little bit more. He was playing early for invades and such, but now he's just trying to aggress on these fights just a little bit too much. But I think I would figure he has a little bit better of a map presence than Primal does, as far as just being able to be on these timers.
Well, Jturner, the Medusa is going to get gone on here. Going to be able to dash up for now. Barely able to win. Did not have to expend anything, so nice way to live there, Jturner. But that may cost them. This rotation for this Medusa is going to cost them the Naga here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they know or want to be able to rotate to this. Not even anybody close. Looks like Spidey's going to take it back. So this should just be a free Naga.
It goes the way of the Order team. Now, Order team has a lot of grouping on this side of the map. What would you like them to do here?
Looks like
that being said,
Swagmaster.
Yeah, or that being said, Swagmaster able to walk away here. Not really a lot of threat to him, but there's a huge grouping of Jesters on the other side of the map, forcing Medusa out. Already half health, and Swagmaster's going to rotate in with the Ymir here. This fight looks very awkward right now, as we see Fenrir has to jump out, but meanwhile Mordred getting collapsed on a little bit. Going to get stunned by the Odin. A lot of damage going to come out from Khazar. Khazar already half healthing, but needs to be careful. Swagmaster going to pop the shell just to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Freeze comes out. Agni bombs are going to be good. Swagmaster is still alive in the middle of this team fight. Odin, it's going to be good. Veroxis finds 20 seconds in the back. Frog gets a kill on the Swagmaster. 2-4-0 right now for the Skogs, and the Skogs are hitting the go button. Stunlocked is this Tree Stoops. Tree Stoops gets felled right now. Fenrir gonna pop the beads and leap away, but Flamio finds Khazar. I believe the turret got him there, Jturner.
He died to a thumper proc. That's the first time I've seen that happen in this game. So this definitely a rarity. Khazar definitely feels like an idiot right now. At least I would. Looks like they're gonna pull his Gold Fury.
Gonna be going the way of the Skogs. Nice little fight for them. A 3-for-1 there. Maybe should have been a 3-for-0, but you take your wins where you get them, Jturner.
No double Sunder at just one Sunder that time, but I'm gonna say this. Even like I said, Frog is doing negative damage. He's basically you basically have two supports right now. If anything, Rick's doing giga more damage than this Odin is right now. So I would say basically Frog's a support right now. He's doing no damage, but he's giving his team good setup. He had a good wall or a good cage there for his team. Veroxis is able to go crazy in that cage. So you're basically seeing a double support lineup here for the Skogs, and it's working out for him right now.
I see a grouping of Jesters. Is that like Jestes or? Grouping of Jestes gonna be around this Pyromancer, but we see Fenrir reveal right. But right now, Stoops is caught. No man, Stoops does not want to be your S to expend the Hex Stand. Take a lot of poke, but we returned a lot of poke onto Riggs as well. So kind of an even trade there. Hex Stand gonna be expended, however.
This Vulcan 3 is hitting for a lot of damage right now.
Frog, you are now out confirming.
He does have the Thunder, so you never know.
Yeah, hard to hit Sunder from half a mile away, Jturner. We're gonna see Swagmaster aggress onto Frog here. Frog not taking a lot of damage as by design. Swagmaster gonna hit the mini onto Frog. Frog gonna get healed from it. As Pyromancer gonna be looked at by the Jestes. Jestes gonna pull these Pyromancer. Pyromancer Gonna be burning very slowly. This could be a bait. Looking for a fight here. Jump in from Primal. Primal gonna be looking at the back line. Has to burn the beads already. Huge knockup from the Vulcan. Basically one-shotting the Neath. Neath needs to be careful. Swagmaster cleans up the kill. Vulcan putting out huge amounts of damage there. Ymir gonna be on the runaway. Ymir gets caught by the Ragnar. Temple of Purification gonna be used. Ymir gonna take a lot of damage. Odin jump in. They're gonna cage in multiple members. But the Ares pulls in this Ymir. Riggs falls down, but the tower is doing a lot of damage. But Jesters get 2 for 0, 3 for 0. Swagmaster finds one of the back and the duo lane Kazar. So is the Agni. A 3 for 1 here for the Jesters, and the Jesters may be looking at this T1 tower.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see a couple things here from the Skogs if they want to win this game. Number one, we do have anti-heal online. We have none besides Kazar's Lermian bow, and he's in left lane.
Odin.
I mean, what anti-heal does Odin have? Or am I trolling? Does he have
His
built-in
gauge.
anti-heal? Oh, it's gauge. Yeah, I guess that is true. Like I said, but if you're outside of the gauge by like Swagmaster Ubu, there it was. You just have infinite heals. They can't kill this Mordred right now. He's able to just run wild. Get something for we need to be picking up a divine here for a Neath here soon. I don't know why we're not buying that item anyway. It's OP. It's 105 intelligence. It's the second highest item in the game. Something like that.
For some reason.
For some reason. Pick that up. Yeah, as soon as we get full-on anti-heal online, we can't just be relying on the Odin cage to do it all. We'll be fine, but that's the one thing I'm looking for, because these fights are just going to be hard without it.
Naga gets felled by the DjunglSkogs. We see a 58 to 56 gold differential here. 2,000 gold lead for the Skogs. And this game has kind of been swinging back and forth, but this Skogs have, like, I would say, have had control most of this game, but these fights have just been going very sloppy. We see a jump in here from Fenrir. He's going to pop the Puri Bead. He's going to grab a Willix. The Willix taking no damage, no follow-up whatsoever. Ymir going to use the ult to peel out, but it's going to cost Roxas his life. Arizel sucks one in. Neath burns the beads way too late. Neath going to have to run away. Riggs going to take a lot of damage here. Meanwhile, Guzar going to rotate in, get his damage off, but this Gold Fury going to be looked at from the Jesters, and not a lot of putback as of right now just yet.
They do have 2 Stunners online, and they don't have the Vulcan on. This is definitely defendable. Neath didn't burn the beads on that Ares ult
Guzar gonna walk up here. Ymir gonna use the wall to try to wall it off. Does not out-confirm. Sweaty Sack's able to confirm, but Primal gonna get his life costed here. Cadillac finds Stoops, and Kazar dashes in. Kazar looking for another kill. Agni able to get out barely. Kazar cannot hit an auto. Vulcan able to walk out here. And that could have been even more disastrous for the Jesters than it was. But now Skogs could be looking at an objective here, but it looks like they're gonna be spread back out here. Jturner.
I don't think we can pull fire just yet. Where our ADC's in the left lane, and our burn outside of him is very, very rough. But the Jester's able to get that Gold Fury, but they're a little bit too low to be able to do anything after, because they're able to just get a free ult on, 3 people there, able to pick up a couple of kills as well. And if you could hit an auto, we could probably could have got 2 more, maybe. So overall, an even trade at best, I feel, maybe for the Jesters. You lose 2, and now you lose pressure on the other side of the map. But it would have been even worse if you would have lost the Gold Fury. So we're gonna call it a win.
I'd have to say, I have to agree with you. 61 to 63, Goldie did not shrink whatsoever. 14 to 10. Skogs in the late game now. We're going to see them. One good news about going to support item, Jturner, is that your starter's already upgraded.
Yep, you start farming that gold.
Oh, Fenrir walked up to multiple members and sees the bush wall. Not going to be good enough. Fenrir barely able to live, and that's a jump scare there, Jturner.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I don't know if he's just trying to place a board in there, but grouping around the
Pyromancer are going to be pulled. Naga's dropped the tank to Pyromancer. Pyromancer not lock attention. Cadillac able to confirm. Vulcan ult going to hit Riggs. Riggs not taking a whole lot of damage from it, however, and that's an important cooldown move that's going to be down for this team fight.
Yeah, the Vulcan will probably take it around.
Riggs looking for a wall here. Looking for this Ares. He's going to try not to get knocked up. Ares going to pre-jack the flamethrower. Meanwhile, in the back, Swagmaster Odin are going to go at it here. Swagmaster able to dash out. Odin not going to really use any of his cooldowns. Meanwhile, in the duo, Aggie just trying to shove this tower down while the Skogs will not pull this Fire Giant just yet.
Yeah, Frog is 4 levels down. He's level 16 at 24 minutes. So that support starter not working out for him right now as far as levels. I would be interested to see what his gold is sitting at right now because support starters are gold farmers. We're gonna check here. Uh, he's still
Not that good.
Yeah, he's still sitting pretty low for having a support starter. So yeah, this double support may be working out for the team as a whole for the Skogs, but it's really costing Frog's individual game right now. Very hard for him to clear these waves, minions. It's just hard for him to get farm, and it's struggling.
I'm gonna see here, just a grouping of Jesters in this bush now. Ares maybe looking for to make a play, gets the chain off here. Gonna look just to get the cripple off. Jump in from Primal. Beads are gonna be expended by the Willox. So Willox forced to jump over the wall, and right into Swag Master Uwu's lap. Any type of damage will just die here. Varox is getting caught with his pants down, and now the Jesters looking to pursue here. Fenrir gonna jump in. Huge Fenrir is gonna come at the leap. Not gonna be good at it, but the Ragnar gonna find Ymir. Ymir forced the beads here. Ymir has to pop the Stampede as well. Gonna use the Ulta Purification. The Ares ult now stun onto Swagmaster. Swagmaster not taking any damage whatsoever, and the Jesters are gonna look for a disengage here.
Yeah. I don't think that the Skogs can fight without Khazar here. He's just any fight that doesn't involve him right now. I feel like is just a lost cause, as this fire's not burning that fast.
Fire Giant gonna be pulled here, gonna be half health. As we see Swagmaster, look at the dude Khazar. Khazar gonna get hide name and popped on. Khazar gonna already be half health. Meanwhile, in the fire pit, Frog gonna be looking for the steal here. Frog gonna jump in, gonna have the Sunder Flameo able to out-confirm Frog, and now Frog's in trouble. Frog gonna be quarter health, 1 health. Sweaty Sacks finds Frog for the kill right now. Meanwhile, Swagmaster Ulu, if you thought he wasn't full health, you're wrong. Still full health is Swagmaster Ubu during this entire exchange. Riggs, though, going to be caught here. Volamia able to execute Riggs with that meatball, and the Jesters are going to be on the front foot for the first time this game.
Yeah. Mistimed Thunder there from Frog. I believe he sundered that one was about 600-ish AP, so just a little bit mistimed there. But this Vulcan is pumping damage right now. He has no pet online, which might hurt him here in a little bit, but right now he's just doing so much damage to everybody else that damage to tanks don't really matter right now. I'm sure he's gonna have the Alp Shard on here online pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, if the Odin's not going to do any damage, the Shamir's not going to do any damage, why would you build to kill the tank? Just kill everyone else first.
Yeah, kill somehow.
Gold Fury gonna be pulled here from the Jesters. Jesters gonna use their power play to their advantage. Gold Fury gonna fall. This is the third Gold Fury for them. That should weaken every tower and the middle Phoenix here, Jturner. Now I know a lot of people have opinions about this, but if you have 2 side lane towers and a middle Phoenix weakened, which one do you go for?
I mean, realistically, you should be going for all 3, but you may try go for the tower. These towers first. Maybe go for this left tower here, and then if you feel like you get a pick off of it, maybe go for that middle bird. But you would like to see off this Fire Giant get all of these weakened this tower and that middle weakened Phoenix.
Fire Knights are going to be taken. Going to weaken that left tower even some more. Have a Pyro Bomb and their back pocket. Dagger going to be on top of Agni here. Do you like that?
If he could use it correctly. I mean, like I said, the best person to put the dagger on is the person who could use it correctly. If Sweaty feels that he's the most comfortable with being able to pop dagger without messing it up, then that's the place to put your dagger. I would prefer to have it on, Swagmaster, but
he hasn't come close to dying yet.
Yeah. But if he has come close to dying, then that's just another free life, and then he can go back to not dying. So, like I said, just what is that? The best availability is, or the best, I don't know. It's a weird quote.
The best ability is availability, Jake.
Yeah, the best ability is availability. And if the ability to pop the dagger is the best ability for having the dagger, is what I'm saying there. W quote by me.
Left tower is going to fall down first here. We're going to see the Skogs, not Skogs, Jester. But maybe look for the siege this left tower here. Not going to be weakened by the Phoenix, but maybe they're just feeling comfortable. Going to get stun out onto Ymir. Ymir going to be able to walk out the Odin. Also gets his selflessness proc as well. Jesters not terribly comfortable sieging here just yet. They're maybe looking for a misplay. Neath is going to step up, miss the one. Wall in from the Riggs, but not a lot coming off of it. Stuns coming up. Swagmaster, ooh, is going to be the one to engage, looking for a backliner here. Temple Period going to be used. Swagmaster hits the backliner, gets both backliners here, and this Phoenix is going to be falling pretty quick. Odin forced to jump out here. Swagmaster 1 health and does fall as well, but this Phoenix goes down for the Skogs here as Jesters find Ymir as well. Verox is going to be in a world of trouble here if he can't escape. Primal going to be looking to take a lot of damage for this Phoenix. Going to jump in. Primal avoids the knockup here, and it looks like that we're going to get another siege here, Jturner.
The looks of it, you lose your hard tank. I actually don't know if we're going to get another siege. They probably just go for that right tower, or back altogether. Yeah, so I would prefer to have that dagger on Swagmaster. He did find himself in a dying situation there. I feel like they could have kept sieging if he would have been kept alive, but unable to do so. Fire Giant falls off. Looks like they're going to buy up the rewards instead of for this next one.
Left bird went down, so overall win for the Jesters, Jturner.
And they able to get that, like you said, it was unweakened by as well. So obviously, it's good on their part that they got it, but a lot harder to siege than it could have been if they would have just maybe went for that middle one instead. But they were able to pick it up, no harm, no foul. Obviously, the best Phoenix to getting into this Fire Giant, hardest to defend. So we'll see if they'll use that to their advantage. Someone's gonna have to back and clear this left wave eventually. I'm assuming it's gonna be Khazar. So when they see Khazar on this left side of the map clearing those waves, is when you're gonna want to pick up this Fire Giant for the Jesters.
Swagmaster, even without dagger, it's going to be hard to kill these fights, particularly for a reason you pointed out earlier. Still no anti-heal outside the Eris, though, on the side of the Scott.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what we're waiting for. Kinda, I wouldn't say trolling the game, but we need to be having at least a brawlers. One of the two.
Well, we're going to see Swagmaster going to use the big ult here, hit the backline, going to catch two, but team not in position to follow up. Vulcan ult going to be off the mark. Nemian going to be popped here, and Swag finds the kill on Khazar. A lot of damage comes out. Sweaty Sax finds Roxas on the right. This fight is split and not in favor of the Skoggers. Chain going to be good onto the Odin. Odin going to be looking to try to jump over this wall, but it's good. But Ragnarok going to come out, finds Condalak onto the back, and Jesters smell the blood. They think the game could be over. Riggs needs to live here. Half health is Riggs. Riggs quarter health, and he's gone. Now it's just Frog and his support starter. Frog and his support starter going to be looking to defend 1v5 here. Frog, not a lot of damage come out, so needs as much damage coming from these objectives as possible. Does not have ult available to him. Frog gonna maybe just doesn't have the raw numbers to even put out enough damage. Swagmaster looking at Frog here. A lot of damage on this Titan. Titan burning, Titan gleaming. Vulcan ult gonna be dropped on its head. Titan very low, 500, and it's gone. Jesters win game one of this best of 5, Jturner.
all right, yeah. We need to number one, we need to stop buying support starters on solo laners. Number one, I don't want to see that again. And we need to buy anti-heal. The Bordred, just unkillable. Number one, died once in that last fight, but he was just taking on about 14,000 tower shots. So we need to do that. Outside of that, I mean, we just need to be able to have some sort of aggression from our solo later. We're sitting at level 17 at what, 32 minutes. So yeah, we need to take a different approach to how we play this solo lane, because obviously in game one it did not work.
Yeah, we see some stats coming out here, 4, 2, and 7 doesn't really tell the whole story. Swagmaster just able to create infinite space along with Stoops. Stoops also able to do that as well, and just Flamio was free casting. And yeah, they were able to shut down Sweaty Sax, but if you shut down 1 out of 5 members, Jturner, we see that it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I think honestly, Sweaty was kind of only shut down like in lane, because once I think like outside of like lane, I think Sweaty played incredibly well. He was hitting these stuns pretty well, and he was just hitting his abilities, which is all you can ask. Obviously, Khazar did more damage and had more kills, but I think Sweaty Sax being able to just like be in those team fights more, whereas Khazar was kind of just like farming out on his own most of the time. It gave Jesters the advantage in some of these fights. and he played the end game just a little bit better.
All right, with that though, Jturner, we're gonna throw it in a break. Come back, and we'll see the results of this game 2 coming up. Will the Skogs be able to recover, or will the Jesters continue their run of domination and be able to take a 2-game lead in this best of 5? Excuse me. Welcome back, Crete Finals. Me, Jturner, Tesdai, Skogs, Jesters. Wait, I forgot the camera's inverted. My bad. Skogs, Jesters, coming in here. You know, I forget how cameras work. You know, technically the door's over there to my right, but it's on the left of my camera. You know how cameras work. All right, Jturner, how are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the first game?
Swagmaster was an unkillable warlord, and Skogs didn't buy anti-heal, so he remained an unkillable warlord, and that's the story. So, buy anti-heals, the moral of the story.
Mordred, gonna be the first to ban here. I just didn't want to do that again. Like, I had to do it in the award show where I had to redo the intro, you know. Mordred gonna be first ban here from Skog. Swagmaster, of course, you know. Unkillable monster, particularly when you forget how to lock down the Mordred or buy anti-heal, Jturner.
Yeah. Let me get a quick yawn in there real quick. It's pretty much, I'm surprised to see him ban the Mordred. Like, I feel like if we felt like Chalk was his biggest issue, we could just, like I said, buy anti-heal and at least see how killable the Mordred will be then. But no, looks like they're gonna let Chalk through, which is, unless they first pick it, obviously.
I believe they'll first pick it. Agdi gonna be banned on the side of the Jesters, along with Aladdin. Collie gonna be the second ban for the Skogs, and now Jturner. It's really surprised the Skogs are the ones banning Collie. Do they just have not a player? Sebek though, gonna be locked in here. This has been a Frog staple for the entire season when it wasn't banned. Jturner.
If Frog plays this, I want to see him not on a support starter. But it could obviously
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want him to not clear the wave, be like 3 levels down, and
I would prefer for Frog to be a human being past 15 minutes. That's what I would like to see. But yeah, looks like they're gonna give Swagmaster the Chalk.
His best pick. Shock gonna be locked in here for Swagmaster. So if you thought he was an unkillable juggernaut on the Mordred, then Shock, he's just going to be trying to do the same exact thing. Neith also going to be picked from the Jesters, going to take it away from the Skogs. Skogs must feel that Sobek is worth it here, Jturner.
I'm surprised to see them. Obviously, Medusa Ares locked in over there. I'm surprised to see this Jesters not going back to that Vulcan, because I feel like Flamio he didn't play it wrong at all. Maybe Neith is just a more stronger point than him. Maybe just you didn't want Kodalak to have it either. But I didn't see much of a reason to go away from the Vulcan, especially if Flamio is just that good on it. But Neith, obviously, I think is the better character. Maybe Flamio cooks more on it.
I'm being honest with Jturner. I know it's not a good match from the Ares, but I'd like to see the Jesters pick a Willix here, because not only does it, you kind of just want to pick it away from the other team, in my opinion, Jturner, because you know you have the Neith, and then they have a Sobek, Jturner, so which is free knockups all day.
But now we have an interesting matchup for both teams here for the Willix. You have 2 Leaps out here on the other side of the Jesters, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Veraxis rip it over here. So yeah, but Veraxis tends to be that kind of player where, like, if you lose game 1 on it, that he doesn't like to play that pick for the rest of the match. But maybe he can, like, see how good of a matchup it is right now, and maybe just correct some stuff, you know, and play it a little bit better.
You won't have to deal with the Ares this time, but you'd have to deal with an Aphrodite. Aphrodite not pick or ban in the first game, but we both know Stumps, he loves that pick.
Yeah, Stumps is just limit testing right now. He's like, alright, you want to take away my Ares? You think I'm going to pick Yamoja? No, I'm going to show you what I can do on the Aphrodite, because I'm that good, and I can own you on anything. So let's see if Stumps is able to pull that off. I mean, Afro's just a good pick. I mean, you just connect to a backliner or a frontliner, give him giga movement speed, and immune anything, whether it be, you know, a Sobek execute, Ares chains, whatever you may please. I like the pick. It's just a good character.
I have to agree with you, but the honor gonna be picked kind of early here. You know, not a god we see particularly a lot, Jturner. What does that god want to do here?
Early game pressure. One pick 1v1s. I don't know. Obviously, the 1v1 is better, but I don't know if the 2v2 is better in that dual lane. I don't know how aggressive Sweaty's gonna play on it. If you do, I'd like to see Sweaty like leaping in here on cooldown and try to pin Kasar up against walls and use his aggression to his advantage.
Skogs gonna take the Vulcan for themselves here, and Pele gonna be hovered here. Pele gonna be locked in. Skogs, a lot of pressure coming out from this Skogs team, Jturner.
This is definitely a super WWG team, and I kind of like it. I think Pele is a great pick, especially into this Jesters comp, which has no walls. As we all know, Pele, you can't really pick Pele into like a giga amount of walls. Like one, you could maybe you're teetering. It's hard to play into, but it's okay. But once you hit 2 walls on a team, Pele's out. Yeah, so it's definitely a good late draft pick character. I'd be interested to see what they do.
See what Primal's gonna pick.
I think you may see a Thor here, just because if you do want to make the Pele's job at least a little bit hard, you'd like to see like a Thor wall just coming out just to like make his game a little bit harder. But if not, I fear Feroxis is going to be able to kind of wreak havoc on this comp right now. Not a lot of mobility.
Do they just try to run the Fenrir back here? I know it's in the Ares, but it's pretty good in the Vulcan.
Maybe. I don't think Primal played well in game 1 on it, but maybe he doesn't like it into the matchup, into the Hades or the Ares. I'll be interested to see what he does go to here. But like I wouldn't be surprised. I'd personally like to see the Thor, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up that Fenrir.
Oh, we're gonna wait a second while Primal, uses his thinking cap so far. But let's talk about the Skogs. What is the goal of this Skogs comp?
W key people, and then get picks, because this team is great at getting picks. Honestly, they have great objective burn as well and secure. They do have just superior secure outside of Jesters. You kind of like see those roles swapped, but they don't have any like thing to like force the Jesters off of those Sunder picks. So I'm assuming the Jesters are going to have 2 Sunders here, and the Skogs will have 2 Sunders. I could see maybe Stum's picking up a Beads here instead of a Sunder, so you may have like a 2-1 situation kind of here. So not a lot of like counter picking in this comp right now. It's mostly just seems like we're just picking comfort picks and hoping it works.
All right, Hunbat's gonna be picked here from the Jester. Hunbat's, a lot of people say he got gutted with that ult change. I would say he's still perfectly fine. Jturner, what does the Hunbats bring to the team comp?
His ult is just a massive team ripe disruptor, beads burner, team beads burner, whatever you want. And if he has good setup outside of the ult, his 2 still does damage in prot shred. If you're not going the aspect, which kind of got killed, but base Hunbat's 2 still does a ton of damage. So I think people kind of like lost because people were playing aspect Hunbat so early, and then when it did get gutted, the character kind of died. But he still does a lot of damage, and his ult, probably the best team fight ult in Smite 2, still probably something like that.
I wouldn't say that anymore. You have stuff like Emoja ult, Hectate ult, Barial. But yeah, still very good team fight ults, particularly out of the jungle. Looking at both these comps though, Jturner, which comp do you prefer and why?
It's a hard question. I know I said Skogs game 1 and they lost, but I want to say Skogs again right now, mainly because I do like that the Feroxis is playing Pele into no walls. But I guess I could say the Jesters just for the sole fact that Swagmaster got his chalk, but I don't want to base it just off like personal picks. I want to base it on comp, and so I'm gonna go to Skogs.
I really like the Skogs comp. It has free setup with the Sobek. I have Pele has a lot of setup even too. So Vulcan, I think the crux of this comp is can this Vulcan get his damage off, and I think they've done a good job of making sure that he has an opportunity that he can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So going to when we go into game here, what are our percent chances that Frog has bought another support starter? As Bubble licks his keyboard. do we think do we think Frog picks up Selflessness here, or does
Oh
he
no,
buy
I think that's
no?
blue. You have to go Bluestone on Sobek, in my opinion. You're also like almost always forced into Mystical Mail too, because you just can't clear without it. Odin at least has the warrior base numbers a little bit, even though his clear is still kind of very meh. I'd like to use a different word, but you know. But then you have, in my opinion, Sobek just needs it, and if you don't go like you're just gonna be zero threat the backline outside your pluck. Don't get me wrong, pluck is really good, but you don't really want your soul inner to just be a pluck vibe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Skogs had the better early game here, but past like 20 minutes, the Sobek solo is going to struggle. So I want to see big early game plays here from the Skogs.
All right, let's get in the game here, Jturner. Are you ready for game two? Skogs on the left of me, Joker's on the right. Here we are, game two of Crete finals, Jturner. And anything stands out to you?
Frog reaching deep into his bag of tricks. He went into his secret stash of starters and he pulled out Conduit Gem this time. So obviously not terrible. I obviously would prefer to see the Bluestone, but Gem is the other like clear starter, and it does like I guess go into his scaling just a little bit more. So not terrible.
Yeah, I would say it does fall in the realm of not terrible, verging on. I guess it's not a support starter.
Yeah. But
uh,
looks like
but
both
yeah, no,
soul
we're gonna see.
yeah.
What? Go ahead.
Both soul laners have Sunder here. I'm surprised on both of these support's going shell as well for that protection. I wasn't expecting to see the shell from Stumps. I thought he would have picked up beads, if anything, if not the Sunder, but it never hurts to have a shell. Just extra damage you can take.
Aphrodite just trying to always keep people alive. I'm actually surprised maybe you don't see an Aegis out one of these backfighters just to survive the Pele.
Uh, yeah, most people don't really think of Pele as like, this like huge damage dealer in Smite 2 right now because he doesn't get played a lot or the dash here.
The more things change, their state of aggression out of the Skogs doing, looking for this backliner already. Shell had to be popped to keep him alive. Still crippled though. 1 health is Sweaty Sacks. Sweaty Sacks able to juke, able to move her. Riggs finds first blood. Kazar gets Stoops as well. Riggs trades himself 2 for 1 along with first blood for the side of the Skoggers. They still haven't fixed the console crash bug yet, to where like you'll just crash all the time. Probably if you're playing for like 4 hours, you'll probably crash twice. Like it's just how it works. It's unfortunate, but
I've seen that happen to you more times than I want to count, unfortunately.
oh gosh. Getting back in the game here, Kazar Uber pressure now gonna have 1,000 gold lead. Not by himself, of course. The Skogs in general gonna have 1,000 gold lead before 2 minutes. Now, if you're one of these jugglers, Jturner, when do you get active and how fast do you get active?
Both of these junglers are probably not gonna want to get active until they hit level 5, mainly because we're kind of playing off our ults on both of these. We don't really have a ton of aggression outside of our ultimates. Like, if anything, Pele would be the aggressor, because that look with the 2 chains that they recently gave her to be like Bari 3, it allows her to just like be even more mobile.
Yeah, getting into here, we see that an early rotation rocks into the mid lane. Nothing a lot gonna happen here just yet. Meanwhile, Sobek pluck gonna be good. Frog though gonna fall over to Swag Master Ooh Woo here as a gank from the Hun Bats is gonna find a kill.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about what happened there, but obviously
The guy hit the health bar hit 0 there, Jturner.
yeah, obviously bubble, but I was we gotta be respecting the fact that chalk aspects into a Sobek probably not the best, obviously, or honestly, or as you can see, Frog didn't pop a pot either, so he kind of just like got caught with sitting it down. I don't know why we're not popping pots, but very bad early death because the more Subek falls behind, the more useless he becomes, especially in this the solo lane. He's trying to see if he can yoink away these back camps, just ease the damage a little bit more, but you just can't let this chalk
Swagmaster,
go wild.
Swagmaster, gonna look for a lot of poke here. Frog, not 5 just yet. Gonna take a lot of damage. Frog needs to respect the damage coming out here. Gonna be half health as we go, but Pluck gonna come out here. Frog needs to hit 5. If he doesn't, he's gonna be a threat to die. Frog gonna get hit by the silence. Frog gonna try to run away. Gets slowed by the 2 here. 2 does not have a slow on it though. 3 gonna be popped. Gonna slow down Frog. Frog forced to run away. Frog back. Scampers back to his tower. Slithers on him. Meanwhile, dueling though. Neathol gonna be good on the Riggs. Riggs in huge trouble. Gonna just try to juke Bob, weave, even duck and dodge, but not enough as Riggs falls the wayside as Kazar finds his own purple. Riggs maybe too aggressive there. Meanwhile, though, in mid lane, Bede's going to be popped in by this Neath, and Veroxis finds huge value out of his knockup, but Riggs falls by the wayside.
Yeah, Neath's expended. They obviously, the Skogs try to go for that invade over there for that purple buff. I don't think they're not able to pick it up, and Riggs loses his life. So after a strong start, we're starting to spiral a little bit here for the Skogs. Because they're trying to get a little bit more active here, but doesn't have the support. May want to be careful.
Bizarre looking to maybe be a little bit less aggro here. Ares is going to be on the rotation here. Ares is going to show his face, and the dual lane equilibrium has been equalized. As we see now, neither team going to be willing to get too aggressive here. It looks like we're going to be a contention on this mid blue buff. Mid blue buff, very important for this Aphrodite, but Skogs realizing that won't let them have it. Skogs going to hit the chain onto the back line here. 3 trains are going to hit here and going to get a lot of damage off Meanwhile, Medusa confirms the blue buff. Ult going to be expended, forcing the Aphro. Here comes Medusa. Stun onto the back line, but Kazar takes a lot of damage. Falls to Sweaty Sacks, and now Sweaty Sacks has hit the go button. Riggs going to have his chains up in a second. Misses the chain, however. Blue buff still going to be up for a bit. Kazar not able to confirm it. Will, however, out-confirm Riggs there, and blue buff and Kazar's life go the way of the Jesters.
Yeah, I think Riggs Kazar underestimated the damage that on her ult does because he just gets shredded by it. Good job by Sweaty Sex to not use your beads there. Realize that you have that Afro ult to like save your beads. He instead just to pop his ult into that Medusa ult and just completely out damages him. So great job there by Sweaty Sex. Still has the bees to live through it. Lives through the Ares ult and the Medusa ult.
You notice the big change up from Sweaty Sacks too, opting not to do that Rage Burst, instead goes for the better early game in arrows, but Jturner probably had a decent effect on that fight.
Yeah. Obviously not what the ADC guru Donut Doug would want, but if it works for the Sweaty Sacks, I mean, who am I to judge, you know?
How many Crete championship games has Donut Doug played in after all?
0.
Exactly. We're gonna see Shock though. Gonna contest this Frog. Frog has to go a little bit slimy here. Gonna try to get this totem. There's no way to tell who got it. I assume it was the Shock, but who knows, right? Dual lane though, gonna have a huge rotation of Skoggers in the dual lane. Pele in big trouble. Gonna be used. Fear no evil. Gonna be used to get a lot of value off. Ares all forces a lot of CC immunity as this fight continues. Pele is in, but gets knocked up. Huge knockup from Sweaty Sacks looking for damage, and now Riggs in trouble. A whole lot of nothing so far, but here comes the mid laner. Mid laner looking to get his rotation off. Riggs in trouble. A lot of damage on Kazar, and Flamio finds Riggs, but Volcano connects. A lot of low health bars. Meanwhile, Pele gets the knockup on Afro, but it's not going to be enough. A 1 for none on the side of the Jesters.
Yeah, a lot of ults dropped in that fight. Not enough damage there, but looks like Stoops wants to get a little bit more active. He's able to get away. I'm gonna switch chased him though.
Invade gonna be looked at here, but not enough timer gonna be seen, but they don't even see the timer just yet at all on her. Gonna maybe look for this invade, but he's by himself. This is a risky invade if you're on her. Veroxis spots it out. Sweaty Sacks gets the minis and is forced to jump out. Veroxis maybe looking to chase, does peel off, however, does confirm the big purple for his ADC, or I guess his support in this case. Farm goes the way of the Skoggers.
Yeah, I guess even though they are able to not pick up a kill or not able to pick up a kill in that last fight, Skog's able to do enough damage to where and take enough resources off the map on the side of the Jesters to the Jesters couldn't be able to pick up that Gold Fury after that fight. So obviously we're kind of like our Pele doesn't have her damage online just quite yet. We need to get that our Devo's Gauntlet stacked up just a little bit more to be able
We
to progress in those fights.
we need a counter in this game of how many blue buffs does Frog lose this game or this set? Like, because it's been all of them. We just saw another ridiculousness of the mid laner with the afro just freely invades the blue buff with no putback. It has to feel bad if you're the Frog here.
And honestly, it sucks on like Sobek, who is like I would say one of the few mana hungry characters in Smite 2. And he doesn't have the other mage starter to where you just get mana per second.
That is learning though.
It's a good item. What do you mean?
Yeah, the active, pretty good. I think they've changed to where like it does like a bunch of damage now with your items. I forget exactly what it did, but Veroxis has shown a lot of presence, but hasn't really done much of all. Jturner.
Yeah, he just needs to. It's gonna be hard to kill that dual lane without popping, at least ripping the beads off of the Honor. But oh, you can get aggressive here.
Neef backflips down, hits the wall. Unfortunately, Jturner even going to come out, finds Flamia. Rox is barely alive. Shell going to be used to try to keep him alive. Primal jumps in here, has to expend the beats just to try to get this kill. Monkey bounce, going to be good. That's a sacred monkey toss, all right. But Ares looking for the putback, finds Primal, does not have the chains, however. He will not be able to chain this monkey down, as Riggs going to be in trouble here, going to be looked at by the Honor. Honor has to walk away now, and it's a 1-for-1 even trade here. A lot of resources by both sides, Jturner.
Yeah, I'd like to see Kodalak just stay in that fight just a little bit longer. You know where the jungler is, you know where the mid laner is, and you know where the support is. I don't think there's a reason to be scared stepping up there just a little bit. You have good utility with your turret to be able to eat autos and some sort of poke. So I just want to see Kodalak just get a little bit more aggressive there. Don't play so scared. Like your HP bar is full and you see the entire team. Outside of like a surprise rotation from Swagmaster Ooh there, you are completely fine. Nobody's gonna come up from behind you. Play just a little bit better. We missed our ult, but we're still Vulcan and our abilities hit a lot of damage. Play a little bit aggressively and have confidence in yourself that you can play these fights.
I see Vulcan interestingly skips the finish his building his first item. Does finish that Divine Ruin in the second, however. Just for this Aphrodite, but we see it invade on the side of the Jesters, looking for this purple buff. Don't have timer on it. We're gonna see Vulcan rotate in here. Gonna be caught in the middle is Riggs right now. Riggs gonna take a lot of damage. Lethal gonna be good for now. Riggs a lot of damage, but he's not dead just yet. Riggs gonna be low health. Gets the ult off. Aphrodite has ult, but chooses not to use it. However, does not need it. Riggs gets fallen, and Vulcan has hit Narnia, but that doesn't matter as Dims falls down. Medusa looking for the slow. Gets it off, but off the mark here. Hunbats, meanwhile, on top of Pele. Hunbats gets knocked up, and now Veroxis could be in trouble. Neath has made a rotation. Jturner going to be forcing Veroxis back in, and Flamia finds the kill. A 2-for-1 on the side of the Jesters.
Man, that Vulcan will definitely hit Narnia. Obviously, something to look at there for the Skogs is that Ares was just able to live forever while Khazar was just full on abandoning his support and trying to clear his buff. Looks like they try and pick up this Gold Fury. No ults available besides that after ult here, but Khazar half HP. I don't know if he tries to contest.
I don't know if this Ares really wants to be playing around this ADC. If you look at this Ares build, Jturner, no physical procs. His Gold Fury falls the way of this Jesters.
Yeah, likes to get that let's go that team beats first. Maybe they're not something you typically go into when you see an Afro, but yeah, you do have the hunt bats.
Up, Dash and Hex still going to be used off the mark, but Puri going to be forced out anyways. Khazar just had the pre-beats that just potentially save his life, and it does, but an important cooldown for Khazar, going to be down for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think even though Stump didn't hit his kiss, he still pulled the bead, so it's basically like he hit it. Am I wrong? I mean, basically hit it.
Yeah, I mean, that's as good as a hit. You got the desired result, right?
Exactly.
Pele going to be lurking on this duel lane. Pele going to go on top of Honor. Honor needs to be careful here. Going to get dove on by the Ares and the Honor, and the Sweaty Sacks falls the way. Not enough cooldowns for Sweaty Sacks to live there, and Veroxis finally gets some action here.
Yeah, Veroxis is able to get the kill there and lose no HP bar. I don't know. like I said, we didn't have a good view on it, but let's see if we try to get more aggressive
Oh,
here.
knock up. Gonna be on this Aphrodite. Aphrodite gonna use the knock back to get a lot of aggression coming here over the Skogs, seemingly out of nowhere, and they're looking to maybe pull this Pyromancer here, Jturner.
Yeah, we do have Volcanol for this Pyro, so we do have the secure. We have our Thunder up in 10 seconds. Looks like they're gonna try to avoid it though.
Shock gonna make a rotation along with the Sobek. The Crockington gonna get some damage off, but it looks like not a lot is gonna happen here. Not a lot of aggression coming from either side. Skogs, we just saw be aggressive, but they are still down in this game. Meanwhile, though, duo lane, we have a 1v1. We're gonna hard it though for the 20 sec. Just gets outplayed, missed the 3, and that's just gonna cost you your life sometimes, Jturner.
Okay, I know I said in the pregame that I wanted Sweaty Stack to do that, but I gave him one chance.
Fight's breaking out. Marox is gonna be in here. Gonna be a lot of damage coming out. Aphrodite just looking to live. Nepo gonna come down. Not gonna be enough to kill just yet. Primal gonna get peeled off by the Volcanol. Meanwhile, the Ares is in there like swimwear, but he does walk out. And a none for none right now, but a bunch of cooldowns gonna be coming out.
Yeah, they look
Meanwhile,
like they know.
Flagmaster on the red buff.
Yeah, he's just stealing all the buffs he can. Pyromancer going away on the Jesters.
Gonna go the way of the Jesters. Not a lot of cooldown. Riggs gonna chain off the Unbats. Unbats needs to be very careful. This is still alive. Shock gonna look for the ult here. Riggs gonna be half health. Sobek gonna be coming in through the back. Needs to look for this Aphrodite. Aphrodite able to walk out, however, and Pyromancer, even though it got a little hairy there, this monkey able to jump out.
Yeah, I think Riggs was probably in range of that Sunder. People underestimate the range of that Sunder a little bit. But,
it was at 12 health. He could have been in range for anything.
Yeah, I think he could have sundered that, but what do I know? So a missed opportunity there. Jesters start, despite having all the objective control and the kill control, we're only 1,000 gold up. So Khazar with a little bit of a level lead here in the dual lane is probably the main reason for this gold being so low. But as we see the
Power also down in duo as well. Guys, we trade out a lot of gold there. On her though, half health, needs to be very careful, and maybe you'd like to see the Jesters maybe put some priority on Khazar here.
Yeah, Khazar just doing what he did in game 1, pushing his leads a lot actually. But now I would like to see him push this lead out of lane. You have a 3-level lead right now for Khazar.
Well, there's 3 Jesters in the area. Jester's going to be looking for Khazar. Khazar spots it out. Nice wardage coming from the Charizard. And now Gold Fury going to spawn here. Ares going to look to get some major wardage out. But it looks like maybe the DjunglSkogs may want to pull this. No, Ares going to loop in on this Aphrodite. Aphrodite going to take a bunch of damage. Dash going to be good. Aphrodite expends the Hex Stone to get out for now. Rigza going to be chasing up the lane. Needs to be careful. Not a lot of Jesters, however, going to be in the area. But without this pull, the Jesters able to rotate in here, Jturner.
They didn't see Sweaty Stack's back, but he did in fact back. Stooms was half HP, but as he's the Afro, he has insane out of combat healing.
Ares ult gonna be used here onto the Neath. Neath gonna be not saved, and Vulcan ult gonna hit a lot. Afro ult gonna be used late. Flameo cannot live, but a huge Fear No Evil into a Shock ult. Not gonna be enough though to do much out of it. Sobek gonna use Lurking in the Waters to try to find and execute. Medusa ult petrifies one, finds Tree Stamps, gonna die at the back. Primal looking for the 1v1, and Frog able to help out Pele win the 1v1, and now up down by the On Her does die, and the Skogs have practically wiped out the Jesters off the map.
I don't know what Frog's doing here, but you're a tank, so we have Riggs healing with the Ares too, so we just pull off this gold. We don't have Volcan secure, but the only person that could possibly challenge is Swagmaster, and he's nowhere even near. So free Gold Fury here on the side of the Skogs after a good team fight.
Yeah, what went wrong there? Just too many, just too bad of reactions there for the Jesters. What happened there, JT?
I think we kind of just we hit a good Humbats to start off with, but Backmatch was a little bit late on the back end. We also had to waste a lot of resources. For Stooms uses Afro early in that fight to immune the Volcanol, which is only going to hit one person, which was going to hit B Flameo and it was going to kill him. But he does in fact use it on just the singular Neath, and then we have Swagmaster in the back end able to only hit one with his ult, and didn't get a lot of value out of it. So normally, when you see those chocolate ults, you want to be hitting like 2-3 people, but we have okay.
one off the mark. He's not going to be able to return a lot of damage. However, Ares hits all 3 chains. Got a half health. Is not Neath has to use the backflip, but Riggs going to use the old Vulcan ult. What's going to be used now? Fear No Evil going to come out looking for the trade out on the Pele. Pele though going to be able to just walk away here, and a 1-for-none on the side of the Skogs, and the Skogs just playing this mid game a bit better here. Jturner.
Yeah, Varrox is, like I said, playing this Pele freely and without any consequence right now. Nothing to stop him right now. The only thing that can maybe stop him is these Afro ults. As you said, no Aegis is on the side of the Jesters, so there's really nothing to abuse. Just these massive combo damages that Varrox is able to put out.
Pyromancer are going to be pulled, successfully taken here by the Jesters. Now they're looking at this Aphrodite in no man's land, able to barely live there. Riggs just getting stunned out of his flamethrower. Going to keep Stoops alive.
So I'm very surprised Stoops is able to live there, but healing character fighting another healing character, so you never know what's going to happen in those kinds of fights. Big swing of things here recently for the Skogs. Went from down to about 2k gold. Now you're up 4-ish k, somewhere around there. Frog was, I don't know how, but Frog's still 2 levels down somehow. I'm pretty sure he was up at some point in this game, but Swagmaster were able to just farm his way out of that.
Wow. If you've been seeing, the Frog was never up at this game.
I could have sworn I saw he was level 15, but I guess I could have saw Swagmaster. I could have mistaken a 6
Ares ult. Gonna come out here, spend the Afro ult. Is that really an ult you want to be trading for Ares ult with not a lot of fight coming up here?
Depends. Well, let me look at Stoops' build. He's got a decent amount of cooldown, so all three cooldown items, so it's probably
Vulcan ult gonna be expended here, try to confirm Queen Naga. Queen Naga gonna be confirmed by the order side. Humbats is in Fear No Evil, used Varrox, had the beads out, and that's a lot of pokage from the Jestes. Not any objectives up though, Jturner.
Nothing to fight over, so a lot of investment there. You can already see Stoops almost has his ult back. I want to say almost.
Magmaster looking for a cheeky play here. We'll just use the 3 for pokage here. It does show that he's here now. And maybe a siege of this mid tower is coming, but no, they're actually going to be looking for this Pele, maybe. Pele going to go on top of the Hunbats. Hunbats able to walk away here, and there's red buff successfully invaded from the Jesters here.
Yeah, Swag's just doing what he's doing, just like unchecked right now.
Here comes a Pluck. Pluck going to be good. Aphrodite going to take a lot of damage for the trouble. Going to be able to TP to her teammate. Did not double click, unfortunately, or the Neath backflip. Sobek, though, not going to be good enough to lurk in the waters. Lurk in the waters, does not find an execute shot. Going to be able to walk out here. And low health bars on the side of the Jesters, not going to be punished. But meanwhile, in the duo lane, 1v1, Khazar finds Sweaty Sacks yet again. And Sweaty Sacks, 0 rage stacks, and he's currently raging at his computer.
Hey, I don't know if he's raging. Sweaty's a pretty chill guy. You know, he's a father of a couple children, so he can control his temper.
Gonna be fine here. He's able to kind of walk up, but he's not gonna be able to do that for much longer, I imagine, Jturner.
Yeah. But Khazar's still chilling in this lane.
Rox is able to hit a knockup. Does not force anything out, but a nice stun there from Stoops to keep up his mid laner. But it looks like the Skog's going to take the poked health bars, and they're going to try to pull his Gold Fury. Gold Fury burning, Gold Fury dying, Gold Fury not going to last much longer. Hunbats does see it, but dwindling, and it's down like kindling. As Pele forced to ult out, Hunbats jumps and finds Riggs. Riggs half health, not a lot of follow-up damage as Frog is zoned off too by himself. Ares ult going to be used to pull in the shock. Swagmaster going to be in trouble. Use the Stormcaller to try to silence and peel himself up. But meanwhile, pluck into the Aphrodite falls, and Vulcan ult going to be expended. Doesn't hit anyone, but a 1-for-none and a Gold Fury for the sides of the Skogs.
Yeah, looks like they're going to try to reset here and try to go for that Fire Giant. I guess Pyro's up on the map as well. But yeah, Khazar's just now, instead of in game 1, where Khazar wasn't able to use his lead because the Jesters were playing around the objectives a lot better, now Khazar's able to push that lead that he has into these objective fights and is finally able to do something with his. He has a 4-level lead now. So, Khazar now realizes he's level 20. That's what he does. He likes to hit level 20 as fast as he can and then rotate to these fights. So, hopefully, we stop farming here for a second. We see that Pyro's up. We see that Fire's up. And we start to come burn these. Because Sweaty, not going to be able to be in these fights. Like I said, 0 rage stacks. His build has not come online yet. He's not even close. So let's push this lead that we have in the duo. use it to burn these objectives, and then hopefully end this game.
All right, we're gonna see a grouping of 3v3 into the middle lane. 23 minutes in, 63k to 57k on the side of the Skogs, and the Skogs gonna look for this Pyromancer as Medusa rotates in.
Yeah, this should just be a free pyro. It doesn't look like they're gonna rotate it, and they're gonna wait and see if maybe they can do something on this fire.
Riggs gonna be path very aggressively with Khazar on her, just split pushing this tower down. Skogs just kind of wandering around right now, not really knowing what to do. They may call for this fire giant here, or maybe look for Swagmaster, but meanwhile, Sweaty Sax is just gonna take this tier 2 tower unabated. Swagmaster, though, could be in a lot of trouble. Is able to axe out, and looks like the Skogs are just gonna look for this T1 and right.
Yeah, I think we can see Swag on the other side of the map.
Plug on the Swagmaster. Swagmaster did have the axe up, but it's not going to be enough. Stormcaller going to be used. Execute is going to come in here, but not enough as the Aphrodite ult saves him for now. Huge Jturner Evil going to keep his teammate up. Pluck is going to be up. Beads is going to be good for the Primal, and just enough to keep their team alive is the Jesters. Meanwhile, in duo lane, on her, still pushing. He may not even go for this Phoenix. Phoenix Rox is gonna back. Medusa also gonna be back. On her needs to get out of there. On her does spot out the Medusa and gonna walk away. And Jesters get it out of that relatively unscathed there, Jturner.
Yeah, I think that might be a moment we look back here on if the Jesters are able to complete this comeback, which they may not. But when you see Sweaty Sax from the other side of that map and you see he's so far behind, I think we just try and pull that fire there. Like, is it really worth the T1 to just be able to, like, maybe go for that kill? We don't even get the kill, and we see that the ADC is on the other side of the map, where we know we're playing 4v5. If we're not, we may be playing 3v5.
I was actually more surprised when you see that many cooldowns and poked out already, Jturner. I was surprised they didn't just pull the fire giant then. You know,
they were kind of low. Well, they were kind of low, so I'm not surprised they reset after the fact. But once you see Sweaty on that other side of the map, I feel like we just pull fire there.
Fire Giant going to be grouped around by at least 3 of the Skoggers, but meanwhile, Khazar going to be in duo lane, just looking to shove that wave back up. Jesters could have an advantageous fight, but it looks like Sweaty Sax is also going to come duo lane, and it looks like neither ADC is going to be on this side of the Fire Giant, which means it's not going to be pulled here, Jturner.
Yeah, these ADCs just love this lane, man. They love getting their farm. That's one thing about it. Looks like Khazar is going to offer double pen here. With that Executioner and the Titan's Bend. So this guy is going to be able to kill tanks very, very fast.
Well, if you're going to be looked at here from the Skogs, with any vision, this could just be a Fire Giant call from the Jesters. Jesters are just going to make the Fire Giant call so back. The only one in the area to contest so far. Frog does know what's going on. Pele going to also make the rotation in. Fire Giant not burning particularly fast, but it's still going to be fast enough. This Gold Fury has not died yet. Half health, but we're going to drop it on the side of the Jesters. We just giving Gold Fury up for free. Now, maybe looking at this Pele able to just walk away. Had to expend the ult, though. But Skogs able to confirm the Gold Fury.
Yeah, not something you want to see. I don't know why we're just getting completely zoned out by a single Sobek. But now they're able to pick up the gold, weaken all those towers, and now they're going to come in and probably just do fire for themselves. At least have the position advantage to pull it.
Pyromancer going to be pulled here from the Skogs. They're also going to claim the Pyromancer, which should weaken that tower even more. They also get the all-important bomb to help confirm 2 bombs and a Vulcan ult. If you're the Skogs, you may just look to pull this.
Yeah, it looks like they will try and do that. Farox is on the other side of the map, though, so without your jungler over here, you may wait just a little bit.
It's 27 minutes in. Can we please group for fire? Pause. Jturner. Right now we're 28 minutes in. How do you feel about the state of the game?
It's pretty much all in the Skog's favor right now. Gonna take I would say a miracle for the Jesters to be able to do something here, but with their comp, we could just have for them to get back into this fight. We're gonna need to see a huge Humbat ult on the Fire Giant pit probably, and to see Swag not getting as much value out of this chalk as we're target banning him for. He's able to live for a pretty long time, but not able to get enough damage out to be able to threaten these backliners. I don't know if he has Nemean online yet. We'll see that when we get back. I'll pay attention. I'll actually pay attention, but that's what I think we're gonna need to see out of RJ here. I want to see using our good team fight abilities to the advantage, but we need to take the fight because we know we don't outsecure the Skogs because it's, as you said, they do have 2 bombs and a Vulcan ult. So take the fight if you can, and then don't contest fire when it's because they have the better secure. So those are the keys.
All right, we have to report. We cannot be pausing. I have information on why the game is paused here, Jturner.
I do too.
We cannot be pausing for this reason, guys. Come on, we had like a 10-minute break in between games. Don't tell me you didn't have to pee then. Come on.
we need Tess to our broadcast to be putting the whips down for on pee in the middle of the game. We can't be having that.
Lay down the law. We can't be peeing the mid game. In fact, if you have to pee mid game, pee your pants on off. Anyway, but yeah, no, I have to agree with you on the state of the game. I do think the emphasis is on the Skogs. I believe they have control right now. The only thing I think that costs them is if they all group up too much and get hit by 2 very big ults. Like I said this at the beginning of the game. I don't think Neath on her is the very best follow-up in the world off of these Fear to Evils, the Stormbringers. But if you hit both of them on a bunch of targets without relics, then I don't know what to tell you. That should be just a game right there. But like I said, this is Crete, Jturner. How many games have we seen just lost off of a fire jet?
A lot. I'm pretty sure the last one, the last game we just witnessed. So I'm gonna assume that it's most likely gonna be the same here. Somehow, we're gonna see one team wipe out 5, and they're gonna all live, and they're gonna end the game. Because I feel like that's how 90% of Crete games end. So we'll see.
I feel like 100% of Crete games end, however, when the Titan dies.
I mean, that's 100% all games, Bubble.
That's not true.
I guess you can't have 6. I guess you can't have 6. I didn't count out 6. That's my bad.
You can crash the lobby too. I don't know what to tell you. Like the game's ended there.
What do you,
like
DDoSing people?
On jaw. All right, we're getting back into it. Jturner, game 2. Jesters on the right of me. Skogs on the left. Here we are. For the Fire Giant Mambo, or at least I would say that, but it appears that both teams have, migrated away from it.
I mean, sure, but we see Frog back in, but we'll see if they try to come back to the Fire Giant. Swagmaster, the only one near it, he might get jumped on here. He's one before.
Swagmaster gonna get spotted out here, but not the CC that you want in front enough to come get him. We're gonna see a bunch of Jesters up by red buff. Skogs onto the Fire Giant. We're going to see Fire Giant start to get pulled here. Jester's going to realize this. Jester's going to look to get on the backline. Shock Hammer going to be half health as the Fire Giant. Pluck not going to be a good. Frog maybe caught in no man's land, but the Fire Giant still burning. Meanwhile, Swagmaster has gone on the backline. Fear to Evil is going to be good. Hit a bunch of ults here, but Vulcan going to catch Swagmaster. Swagmaster, 1 health. Huntbats looking for Kazar. Kazar is found. And meanwhile, Veroxis does kill Primal away. 1 for 2 for the side of the Skoggers. But can you pull this Fire Giant without your ADC?
You cannot. Verox is also half HP. Looking to maybe push up and get this mid tower.
If you got hit by the Neath one, could have been disastrous there. Neath, though, gonna get caught by the cripple, gonna be plucked in. A lot of damage coming off. Oh, that was the Aphrodite. My bad. Aphrodite able to ult out. That cooldown will be up when they need it next, most likely, however. Riggs still looking to get aggressive here. Honor Bill going to be good, but Honor gets knocked up. Pluck off the mark. Honor going to be low. Chain did not hit. Vulcan going to be used. Vulcan going to find him. Shell not enough. 20 sacks out of position, costing his team quite a bit here. Riggs going to use the... get in. Riggs able to peel back now. Fire Giant could be looked at here now with another pick from the Skogs.
Cuddle was tired of the slander in chat, man. He's like, I threw 1 Vulcan on the Narnia, but I'm gonna be 100% on my next 5. So W Cadillac being able to throw out the window that we kind of threw our Vulcan ult in Narnia a while ago, but now we're locked in.
Yeah, had to triangulate the target, but looks like Fire Giant not going to be able to be pulled here. Skog's going to choose to peel off. They're going to let the Jester's going to respawn in. Maybe a missed opportunity there if you're the Skogs, Jturner.
Maybe. You do have the pick advantage, but Riggs taking a lot of damage to that Fire Giant. he was kind of low, but
He never
most of the
reset.
time-
Yeah.
he never reset. But I feel like with the 2 on Ares, you should be able to like heal up at least. I feel like you could heal up through Fire Giant damage, but obviously hitting the full brunt of those fireballs from the Fire Giant, able to.
This is very concerning. Swagmaster just up here throwing random axes. You have to be careful. You cannot be caught here. Gonna be crippled, gonna be knocked up. Axe is gonna expire almost, but not quite enough. A frog in the air, gonna get stunned by Stimps. Stimps potentially saving his soul laner for now, but Stimps could himself be in trouble. Gonna use the ult, peel himself out on her pillar, also gonna be used. And the Jesters, living by a thread there, need to be a bit more careful, Jturner.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he was axing. I don't know if he has that warp or not, but
On bats, looking to leap in here. The Stormcaller going to be used on the backline, period. Going to be out on the Vulcan. Vulcan taking a lot of damage. Vulcan ult going to be dropped on himself. Sweaty Sax jumps on the tower, finds Verox's Primal, falls up in a contact. Sweaty Sax also falls. Frog just looking to get his damage off here. Not going to be enough, as Jesters has seemingly turned this game a little bit around here, Jturner. What happened?
Swagmaster was able to get to that backline for free. He did troll a little bit by throwing that axe out, but he saved his ult. Able to get on top of both backliners, able to get the kills.
Alright, gonna be pulled, but gonna be dropped. Riggs gonna be looked at here. Swag needs to be careful. Can't get next to you. Riggs gonna walk away here, however, for free. And Pyromancer cannot be pulled just yet by the Jesters.
Yeah, but just saying, frick, what was I saying? I don't even know, but yeah, Sweaty.
Ooh, very dangerous back here coming out. He's gonna get autoed down. Aphrodite Stimps getting caught lazy backing, and you just can't do that.
Yeah, Stoops. He probably tapped out, you know. He probably pressed the home screen on his Xbox and checking his notifications or whatever, but backed a little bit too much, got caught lazy backing. And we just can't be doing that, especially in Crete finals, man. This is for the bread. It's for the free 60
Any
bucks.
momentum you just had, kind of just shot down there. Go for it. Gonna go away for the Skogs here, uncontested. Can't really pull Fire Giant or Pyro in response. Swagmaster gonna try to pull Pyro, however, on her. Gonna be in the area, but a bunch of Skoggers coming in from IKEA looking for this Pyromancer as well. Gonna be called out here as they see him on midwave. They need to drop as they do.
Just gonna try and pick this pyro right up. Now a balloon. We're up to 13k gold lead here for the Skogs. It's gonna even grow even more. I would like to see, will we finally see the Fire Giant go off the board here at 32 minutes? We have 14k lead. Can we pull fire? Yes or no? And I would hope to say yes.
The answer is no, as we see them back off and be content taking their farm. Their Vulcan still not full build just yet. Ares just finished his I believe that's the disappearing trick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
He's trying to get into the back line and grab him and chain him up a little bit and pull him into the
Interesting. I think you just go Hextech instead, but it's a fun little item. Gives you more damage, I guess. But we're gonna see now just a huge grouping of Jessies around this Fire Giant. And despite having the huge advantage, this Skogs team has not been willing to group around Fire Giant.
Yeah, we have also wasted our beats on
Roxas maybe in a little danger here. Has to use the tornado to get out as Fire Giant is dropped by the Jesters. Frog looking for a pluck here. Frog could be looking to set his team up, but it looks to be for none as the Jesters peel back and his Fire Giant still hasn't been pulled. Humbats though gonna look for this T1, maybe spotted out on the map. Well, definitely, and we're gonna see a convergence of bears like hungry animals onto this back teleporter. And honestly, you just let him teleport.
Now you pull fire, hopefully.
Now you pull fire. This may be a bit of a misplay from Primal. We're going to see the Skogs going to head towards this Fire Giant. Going to look to maybe pull. Not yet.
Not yet.
And we finally hit it. Riggs has hit the Fire Giant. Fire Giant Mambo has started. No Jesters in the area. It was Shock. Going to be in the back. Going to be spotted out here. Looking for a pluck. Hammer going to be used. A pluck would kill this Shock right now. Shock going to be plugged in his backline. Has to use the Stormcaller to try to live. Stormcaller going to catch Khazar. Khazar 1 health. Khazar dashed in and dies for it. Dies to Nemean Line or Bluestone. Either way, it's a huge pick. Ares, though, going to catch multiple CC immunities. And Frog by himself on the left needs to be careful. A Sacred Monkey Toss could kill Frog here, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. And the Monkey Toss gets eaten by the wall monster, Jturner. A big break there from the Skogs.
Now we trigger our 1-for-1, but that one that died is not the ADC. So I would not be surprised to see them pick up this fire, and they seem to be doing it. Primal, see what that Fear No Evil, the biggest team fight ultimate in the game, is still on the map,
Oh,
and you can
okay.
definitely use it
Riggs,
aggressively.
Riggs going to be spotted out here. Riggs going to be half health as we see Skogs just walking up now. Ferox is going to use his 3 already in this fight. Riggs just looking for a backline here. Knows there's a bunch of CC immunity down. Riggs going to get a chain off, but Riggs going to get a lot of damage off. Vulcan off the mark, and Fire Giant goes the way of the Skogs. Cadillac finds Stoops as well, but meanwhile, Sweaty Sex is able to trade out, but not for naught as he dies as well. Ferox falls, but that's 2 men down on the Jesters along with Fire Giant going to the Skogs.
After 35 minutes of parading around it, Fire Giant goes down to the weight of the Skogs. I don't know, Riggs was able to get into that, walk into that backline for free. Primal just walked in, or Primal just let it happen. He had ult. Choose to wait until Riggs was already in his backline to use it. Unfortunately, cost him the Fire Giant. We'd be trying using our Humbats ult to like away there because you know they do have better secure than us. We want to keep them out of the fight. So letting a Ares walk in with Sunder when the Fire Giant is 3k HP, probably not the best move.
Rox is the one who stole it anyways. Anyways, though, looks like Skogs, they're not going to look to shove this Phoenix. However, they're going to be content with going for the gold here to weaken these Phoenixes.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty free gold. Maybe, I would say maybe most, not, you don't have to, but some people would like try to grab that tower first and then back to gold. Make sure you get all 3 weakened Phoenixes, but I don't think there's any harm in just weakening 2 of them. You don't have waves pushed up right now except it's in the right lane, so I would see them maybe push up mid here and maybe go for a siege. If not, go right, maybe split, because you do have 2 bombs. Maybe Ferox's goes in the right lane and they split, you know, 4-1. They'd like to go grab this Pyro. This probably gets that left tower.
I have to agree with you, Jturner, but looks like Pyromancer are going to be taken here from the Skogs. And looks like the left tower is going to be for naught as the Pyromancer does take it out. Jesters, though, I would say they have a pretty solid defense with the Fear No Evil and the Swarmbringer.
Yeah, I would say probably it's an alright defense. You'd like to see on these defenses, I would say this is probably Neith's weak point. Because like you're pretty high single target damage on Neith. You can hit an ult over a wall to like maybe set up like a Fear No Evil or such an example as that, but we want to be, but if Neith is going to be successful here, she wants to like just kind of like play for someone to like overextend just a little bit or catch somebody like close to a wall or hugging a wall to be able to hit that full combo over the wall, because your single target damage here is what's most important.
Siege time here with the Skogs. Skogs going to be looking for the opening here. Have the initiation with a pluck if they so want so. But it looks like Jester's playing very far back, and they're going to basically invite them in. They want the Jesters to walk in here as now shock damage is going to be looking to poke here. It looks like they'll be going in with this wave. Naga's drop. Naga's going to be hitting the Phoenix now. Phoenix going to be dying. Stormbreaker going to be caught. Catches 3 at least. But Phoenix is down. Varox is getting some damage off. Kazar forced the dash off. Vulcan going to be dropped on his head. And Sweaty Sex frontlining. Going to die to this Vulcan. Sweaty Sex a little bit too aggressive. Going to cost his life here. Frog hits a pluck on the shock. Shock may not live much longer. Able to barely get his axe off, but it may not be enough. Aphrodite knockback. Able to keep his shock up and potentially saving the game here for the Jesters.
Yeah, Sweaty's being a little bit too aggressive here. I understand you're an on here, but we can't just be jumping in on the back line there. We gotta understand that we're a little bit end game here, and that we want our ADCs to be as far in the back as possible, especially if we're defending, because you're our main damage source most of the time, especially on tanks. But Swagmaster hits a 5. I'm pretty sure that's a 5-man ult. At minimum 3, at most 5. But they're just not able to get a bunch of follow off of it. Sox able to get that Phoenix down. Fire Giant now off. Gold and Fire spawning at about the same time. You may see a little bit of a split here because I don't know if the Jesters decide to defend this fire, or if they try and split this gold.
I believe they'll probably try to defend the fire here, Jturner. With a Phoenix down, it'd be rough. You saw how bad that defense kind of went for you. Anyways, kind of lucky you didn't lose too. You don't really want to do that again, Jturner.
I agree, which is, I don't know, maybe that's why they may like to go for the siege, or not the siege, the split.
On bats though, in a very dangerous area if spotted out. Gonna be in between a Medusa and a Sobek, but it looks like the Spa is gonna be content on not taking advantage of that. Three members of the Jester gonna be in right. Sweaty Sack's gonna be backing, and Fire Giant is up. Now, no one's here in time for this Fire Giant, Jturner.
Yeah, I would like to see, looks like they're going to try and go for Pyro first, which is okay, I guess. But we like, I don't think we saw, I don't know if we did see Primal left, but I see, as soon as you see Primal left, he took that teleporter. I don't think they know that Primal's behind him. This may be danger.
Riggs gonna look to pull this Fire Giant. Not enough vision here from the Skogs. They're gonna have two divers gonna be behind. Shock does reveal himself with the axe, but it looks like Skogs are gonna take that opportunity to go forward, leap out by it. I believe the Aphrodite gonna be used there. Lurk in the waters, however, gonna be expended. Keep this Crocodile alive for now, but Neithel gonna hit Verox's in the back. Verox's forced ult out. Medusa gonna look to petrify too, and he got to. Sweaty Sacks again. Gonna be caught here. Flamio as well as 2 for none for the Skogs so far, but the dive trying to keep the hopes alive as they find Verox's and the Vulcan, but Kazar, 1 health in a dream. Still looking good in this fight as well. Hunbat's able to leap out a 4 for 2 for the side of the Skogs, and they may be looking for the end call here.
Yeah, you do have Kazar and 2 tanks alive, and all you have on the right side is Primal. If they might try and just walk past this bird, looks like they're gonna try and pick it up, but if they're able to get a pluck on this Hunbat, it might
Sacred
just be
Monkey
GG.
Toss. Gonna be good. Not gonna use his TP out of Frog. 1 health. Gonna jump away. Primal knows that his life is so important right now. If he dies, that could be game, but it could be game anyways. Kazar is calling for the end. Fire Giant's been reset. Frog tanking the Fire Giant at 1 health. Sacred Monkey Toss. Gonna be good. Could be using TPN, but a nice cripple from the Ares. Gonna prevent that, but Primal fights too. Primal able to secure this game for at least a little bit for the Jesters, as the Skogs just could not end, but they were able to pick up this mid burn.
He wants more too. He says he has the Fear No Evil available. Don't know if he's gonna need it, but you can't touch that.
He'll need it if he gets crippled.
There we go. He gets
Up, there you go. Up, a huge jukes coming out of Riggs. Riggs able to do it. Kills Primal, gets spam left, jumped on, water pond, and Primal clipped, shipped, and dipped live on OSL channel.
Do we think Riggs has the quips available? Do you think he just like dropped a little bit?
If he did and he didn't just get farted on, that's a missed opportunity. That if I had the quip fart, it had been on cool and I'm it'd be etched into that Hunbat's brain for the rest of his life. But nice play there from Riggs. Gonna get a pick here for Fire Giant, as the Skogs could have maybe ended the game. They're still having an advantage count here, Jturner.
Yeah, unfortunately our Titan is still is about sitting at about 30k HP, so I don't know how much we defend this fire. I mean, we could just all in here. We understand this is probably the game, because if we lose this fire, we probably
you can't let them on Titan, Jturner.
I understand. But that's what I'm saying. They may try and they need to fight outside of this outside of the Phoenix room. Make sure you have wards outside of. I'm hearing
a little bit slow on this fire uptake. Haven't been here yet. Gonna allow Primal to spawn back in. Primal, a big part of these team fights, gonna be able to walk back in here potentially with a Hail Mary Fire Giant play. Pele gonna walk up the mid lane though. Needs to be careful. Neithel could cost him a team fight here if Pele is found by herself. Fire Giant though gonna be looked at by the Skogs. Skogs pulling. Skogs burning. Shock Act is in. Fire Giant though still being looked at. I can't tell the health bar, but Primal gets soloed. You can't have that happen. Fire Giant goes the way of the Skogs. The Skogs are looking for more Frog. Half health, but it's still plenty healthy as Verox's. Gotta be looking at the back line. Gotta be looking for anything here. A pillar gonna be used to peel out too. Gonna be used to try to backstep here. And Skogs now with the advantage on this right side. Phoenix gonna be looking to claim it. Not enough Jesters around here to defend. Neithel gonna be expended just for time. Verox's still full health. Shock throws the axe. Does not have the teleport available to him. Phoenix falls very quickly here. Skogs smell blood. They're licking their lips. Honey smacking right now. Winnie the Pooh blushing. Titan being looked at. Frog plucking off the mark. Lurking the water's going to be used. Titan being looked at. Stormclaw being good. It will not matter. Skogs win game 2. Tie this series up 1-1.
Yeah, we've kind of crazy. We got some fights happening. around the fire giant, and we get the fires, and then we do stuff off it. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, yeah, like I said, we talked about this. We could not let these Skogs onto the fire giant. We didn't put much of a defense up onto the on the Titan. We didn't put any defense up on the fire giant really. Your primal gets soloed in the mid lane after getting embarrassed by the Ares. But I would like to point out one major thing I think went wrong in that game, Jturner. I think you pointed it out was the on her's positioning in a lot of these fights.
Yeah. So even though we're playing on her, we like to be aggressive. We can't just like I said, we can't just be jumping in the back line because we are not the jungler. We are the ADC. So I think Sweaty played a lot better that game overall. But in doing so, and we got a little bit kill thirsty. We sacrificed, maybe our overall team fight ability by, like I said, the best ability is availability, especially for the ADC. So if you're dead, you can't really help the team. So even though we were getting kills on Sweaty, we kind of sacrificed our overall team fight for it by diving into that backline and sacking ourselves.
All right, with that though, let's wrap it up. Let's get to game 3 here. Can the Skogs continue the momentum, or will the Jesters finally put the stop up and take a series lead to 2-1? That all-important game 3. Did you know, Jturner, that the majority of game 3 winners win the entire series, Jturner?
I mean, especially if you're playing, best of 3, but we're playing best of 5s here. All
right, Jturner, let's get to the next game. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Finals. Game 3. Jturner hablo español. Game 3. Juego 3. Soy ElDirtyBubble. Game 2 though, pretty exciting, Jturner.
It was. It's a lot of back and forth action there. A lot of dancing around objectives as Bubble sucks on his Tootsie Pop. What flavor we got rocking there?
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. Now, Jesters won game 1, lost game 2. How do you think they try to come back at this? They obviously took first pick this time, Jturner. What do you think they prioritized?
Maybe Mordred again, since it worked so well in game 1, and Swagmaster was able to get a little bit more value on the Mordred than he was the Chalk. Interesting that he did go Nemean line on Chalk. You don't see that a lot nowadays, especially in any game at all. It's just too much damage. The best anti-mage item in the game. You like to see him just like maybe sit the Vulcan ult, pop that, and get some damage off from that Vulcan like that as well.
Yeah, I agree. So Black Band coming out of the side of the Jesters. Kali on the side of the Skoggers. Haven't seen the Mordred ban yet, but we're going to see Medusa take Kazar off of something he's been comfortable on. Soloing Sweaty Sex off cooldown, hitting 5-man petrifies, doing your taxes, mailing in, doing voter fraud. And then Mordred going to come off on the Skogs here, going to get banned here. They do not want to see Swagmaster on that pick.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they first pick here, because I don't know if it's going to be the Chalk. I don't know what they go with here, honestly. Maybe... I don't know. Like, oh, I forgot Aladdin was up. Yeah, I forgot Aladdin was up, but I haven't seen Primal on this Aladdin pick, honestly. It's not something.
He plays a lot in ranked. He plays a lot in ranked.
Oh, is he in your queues? Is he terrorizing your queues?
Oh no, I love when I see Primal in my ranked team because I win. I'm joking. Gonna see Aladdin. Gonna tell you taking here. I see the third ban here from the Jesters. I believe they do not want Veroxis on this Aladdin.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm interested to see how he plays this Aladdin, and obviously you see a W pick here with the Ares, probably Aladdin's best counter. If you're able to get chains on top of him, you can't really do much, as they like to go with the Neath here. Bunch of Neath merchants out here in Crete, man. I can't stand it.
Ares Neath, yeah, you say they're Neath merchants, but we've seen Neath so far go 0-2 in these games. Jturner. It's going to leave up this Vulcan where a lot of people have been prioritized. Agni, though, going to be given back to Sweaty Sax. Can play. Can't jump in. Big positive. He cannot jump in. If he we have evidence that he won't just dash in like willy nilly, like a free willy. There, he'll stay back like a turtle.
I mean, but he's like a rock. He's like rocks though. He's not a turtle.
Agni, though, going to be locked in for this Jesters, and we're going to see this next pick come out. What do we think it's going to be, Jturner?
Probably a Stoopy pick. got his Aries taken away. Afro's still up. I don't know if he's gonna go back to it just because it didn't work out the best. He was forced to use his ult quite a bit. I want to see Stoom Shimoja. I think he's probably got the best Shimoja in this division. I want to see him play it. I think he's really good. And there we go.
You wish and you shall receive. The Aruba mommy has came out. Yamoja locked here for the Stimps, you know. And Stimps, like I said, that's his best god by a mile, so he's gonna pick something he's comfortable in. What does Yamoja provide to team fights, Jturner?
2 massive Giga Chunk walls, and since Ganesh is not in the game yet to destroy those walls,
does it destroy? No, I don't think it doesn't destroy ultimate walls. By the way,
Well,
if it did, oh my lord.
Okay, I didn't play PTS that much, but yeah. Also, amount of healing it provides in team fights. You throw your ult up, you just start pressing 2, and you just heal everybody. So we will see if Stoops is able to capitalize on top of that. Looks like we have a side. I'm assuming this is beside ADC.
Yeah, because R loves that pick. I love this pick too, for instance. I think it's maybe not late game, not as good as some of the other mage ADCs, but early, oh my lord, the pressure it provides Jturner is unmatched.
Yeah, you just have free clear on the wave. It's just hard to fight into early, especially into an Agni who's clear early game's probably gonna struggle. At least at the start, because you don't have like a mage starter to help clear, and you're not buying bluestone, so that early Agni clear is kind of rough. The emoji kind of helps out a little bit with it, but one thing we have to look here for RJ is we do have double magical dual lane, so wouldn't be surprised to see Riggs rip out that Tally Beads first item again.
And also interesting for the RJ draft here is that they're kind of forced to not go magical. Is Aladdin's actually going to go into the? You think he's going to be solo or mid lane?
I don't know. I haven't seen Swag Master play it, so you probably know that better than I do.
I would imagine he goes solo, but because I just don't see Flamio picking that type of pick, honestly, if this Unbats is locked in.
Yeah, I think they're probably just thinking about it. They obviously
maybe they put Sweaty Sacks in, so when he jumps in, he can just try to one shot someone this time.
I mean, if Sweaty has an Aladdin on top of him, it is going solo.
That's Aladdin solo or Unbat solo.
I don't know. If Sweaty Sacks had an Aladdin on him, that'd be like the biggest wild card of 2025.
It would shock me, to be frank.
Yeah.
Vulcan gonna be locked in. The only god in this set to have 100% win rate besides Ares.
Yes, I mean, obviously, like I said in game 1, or heading into game 2, I didn't see any reason for Kodalak to hop off that Neath. He played so well game 1 on the Vulcan that I don't feel like there was a need to switch it up. So I like to see him going back to it here.
Flamio played Vulcan game 1, but
that's why I said going into game 2, man.
You said Kodalak, bro. You said Kodalak.
Oh, my bad.
Gosh.
These names confuse
Skogs, though, holding their jungle pick. What do you think it's going to be, Jturner?
I don't know. Veroxis likes to play, is going to want to play 5 different characters here, so he might rip out a Thor. I'm
predicting it right now. Capri jungle, game 3. Willix, though, going to be locked in for the side of the Skogs. Not very surprising when you look at the Jesters team comp.
Yeah, two very good Willix ult targeters. As soon as the lad on that wall,
there's 3. Yamoja.
Well, the 2 main ones you're going to be looking at is the Hunbats and the Aladdin.
Anyone using Yamoja Riptide?
You want to use it on this Aladdin going on a wall, or a Hunbat's trying to ult you, or not ult you, but jump on you and then ult you. As soon as this Aladdin hops on this wall, Varrox is going to press his forward, and then if Aladdin doesn't have beads, he dies. Pretty simple.
I have to agree with you. Look at both these team comps, Jturner. Which one do you like more and why?
Let me see. I will say, I do like I said, I'm not basing this off of personal players on picks, because I think the Stoom Shimoja has dang near 100% win rate. But just basing off everything, I would say the Skogs, just because of their counter matchups. The Willix, you have the cripple there with the Poseidon. Very difficult for both the Aladdin the Agni and the Hummas to be able to get their movement abilities off if he has that Whirlpool on him. And then you have early game pressure with the both the Ares and the Poseidon, and then you have global map pressure with the Neath. So I think the Skogs have the better comp yet again.
All right, I have to agree with you. I think the Skogs comp is pretty solid. Ares and Willix just get infinite value in these comps, Jturner. Not to mention the sheer objective burden they're going to have with just the Poseidon. Poseidon has like one of the best objective burdens in the game, Jturner.
He does. He has those friggin' 3 thingies, like whatever you want to call them. And Bubble has dropped his sucker, and he's gonna put it right back in his mouth. But we're gonna see it. Insane objective burn. And secure, I guess. Even though the Kraken doesn't hit for insane amounts of damage, it's still good secure. So, we'll see.
All right, with that though, Jturner, do you know what's about to happen? That's right. Game Tress out of Penta. I've already read the scripts, by the way. We're going 5 games no matter what. Let's get in the game here, Mr. What's the production's name again? TezDai. As we get in the game here, anything very interesting to you, Jturner?
Let me look at these builds. Not particularly. We do have 5Bs on the side of.
I would say there's there's 2 very concerning things in their Breath and Soul lane, Jturner.
Oh yeah, we have Chalk with no aspect.
And no blue stone. And then as someone who's played Aladdin solo before, without gem, oh my lord, it is miserable. you cannot clear the way without the conduit gem, JT.
Okay, it appears to me that Frog is just playing this game, tired game.
Well, a fight breaks out. Someone is about to die. Who is that? Sweaty Sax finds a way to die before minute second 0. Good first blood to the way of the Skog.
I mean, maybe Sweaty thought that they had like a little bit of a neutral agreement there or something, because he's just standing there on doing nothing, and then he just gets ganked on. It's rough. It's rough thing to be going on right there for Sweaty.
First blood wave Skogs already a 500 gold lead for the Skogs, and Dueling that has gotten pressure every game should get more pressure now.
Yeah, especially you're already down. You're gonna because I was gonna hit level 2 on this first wave, maybe. With the XP changes, I don't know, but
Chain, let me get it. But oh my lord, Ares has been obliterated off the face of the earth. Oh, Agni damage, not to be disrespected there, Jturner.
Yeah, especially if you can get. You're gonna realize like how many stacks of that hot hands. I don't even know what the passive meter's called. They changed it, so I don't know what it's called.
Fuel.
Hot hands. It's fuel? No.
We're gonna see a fight come out here. Cripple gonna be good onto the backliner here. Stun off the mark. Just you're gonna be used to peel off Sweaty Sax. Sweaty Sax able to live just a bit longer as the neutral camp should go the way of the JunglSkogs. The Measure gonna look to steal here. Measure could potentially steal. Does not, however, get the steal. And the passive is called Combustion, and the passive is the stacks are called. That's right, Fuel.
Just like nerd knowledge right there. I just call it hot hands because that's what's cool. It sounds cooler.
Fuel is way better. I'm high res. We can change the passive to be named Fuel. All right.
I mean,
nothing else in the game is called Fuel.
If you're gassing up a car.
On jaw. As we see, though, let's gas up some other people. It looks like Frog may actually have a little bit of like not being forced out of his lane for the first time in 2 games.
I mean, he played Chalk into Aladdin. Not much Aladdin can do early here against the Chalk, especially without.
Dueling, however, we're gonna see this dueling. Willix has made a rotation. Fight gonna break out. Your Measure Stun gonna be off the mark. Willix gonna loop down under. Swagmaster gets ganked by Frog, however, but the knockup gonna be good. But Sweaty Sax able to walk out there, and a 1 for none for the side of the JunglSkogs.
Yeah, that's honestly big on the side
or
of
Jesters. My bad.
Yeah, that's big. That's a big early kill for the Jesters there. Able to get the Chalk out of this lane as much as possible for this Aladdin, because the Aladdin is going to struggle under this Chalk, because especially with that without aspect and the amount of healing that Chalk gets off that 3, it's gonna be very hard for this Aladdin to kill him. So he's gonna good gank there from from Primal early, he's able to also feed Swagmaster that kill, so he increases the lead on this chunk even more. Especially, as you said, he's going to struggle to clear here without Gem.
Fans are going to be good by this Ares, just looking just to get as much poke damage on possible onto this duo lane. Not a lot to do here. The mid lane, though, appears to be under duress. Vulcan going to be forced under his tower. 1 health is the Vulcan. Just not enough damage coming from this Willox deep.
I don't know. Obviously, he expended ult there as well. I don't know what he used on, but obviously off the mark. Maybe Broxus immunes it with his 2 there. Which, if that's the case, W use of Kit.
1-1 here, and Gold's basically 500 first bounty still the way of the Skogs. Not a lot of pressure coming out just yet. Turner, when do you think this game maybe the action picks up a little bit?
I think
maybe right now.
I mean, maybe. Doesn't steal away that buff. But I think you're gonna see this game really turn its head whenever this Aladdin makes his first rotation. As you know very well, Bubble. The Aladdin can, especially coming out of the solo lane, can just rotate when like honestly nobody's expecting it. You just get insane value in a team fight. That's a lamp the Chuck.
Lamp. I don't know if he wants this fight, Jturner. He is up a level, but that's still a shock at the end of the day. Gonna be just a bit more tankier than you. Swagmaster gonna opt out of the lamp. Meanwhile, the monkey inbound King Kong mode is going. Hunbats getting a lot of damage. Knockup. Not gonna be enough to not have the enhanced knockup and not enough damage on the frog. Neithal hits Swagmaster, and it's a none for none. A bunch of ability expended on both sides.
Yeah. Oh, Brock's gonna be getting more active here.
Brox is gonna be there. His Swagmaster could be in trouble. Not able to get the feather stuff, but he dashed in front of him. He has to expend the beat. I think Swagmaster was just out. He didn't really need to do much more than that.
Oh,
Sweaty Sacks, however, gonna fall in the duo lane. Visual gonna be used here just to peel herself out. A lot of damage coming out, but not gonna be enough as a 1 for none there for the side of the Skogs.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know why. Number 1, Swagmaster's ulting in the chalk. We don't win those fights just yet inside the lamp. Maybe endgame we do, but Brox is the...
No gravity surge. He knows this. Could be taking the 1v1. We missed the slow, however, and Willox able to walk out there.
Yeah, so Swagmasters honestly probably don't use your ult lane unless you're just like 1 HP and the chalk doesn't have ult. So, because we're not winning those fights against tanks early because tanks in laning phase are like tend to be stronger than a full damage characters like Aladdin. So we should be patient, just get our farm here as Aladdin, and then what we want to do is rotate to an objective fight, ult to backliner, and then one-shot him. So that's that.
Warhorn on the way, and we didn't mention this, we mentioned it in passing, but Sweaty Sacks dying again, starting at 0-2-0, does not have that rage on just yet. Khazar, however, has his rage fully on it with a tier 1. How does that affect your lane? Oh, Yosha could be in trouble. Your stun going to be good, and maybe a little bit reckless there from Stoops, kind of just riptiding in front of the Willox.
Yeah, maybe you just skill check it up a little bit, you know. Stoops is like, you know, Veroxis, I dare you to ult me. Maybe burning that out. Maybe he thinks he can survive it. Maybe he's right, but obviously, Stoops doesn't care about it because he's doing it right in front of his face. So
Gonna be good on the Khazar. Khazar gonna be in trouble, but Sweaty Sacks did not realize Ares in the area. Hunbats, they're gonna fear no evil. Poseidon able to get the cult off. Ares 1 health. Sweaty Sacks does fall down. Neithal gonna be used here to confirm the kill on Khazar, but Neithal finds Primal and 2 for 1 for the side of the JunglSkogs, and now it's 4-2.
With that Gold Fury spawning soon, Khazar obviously the one dead, so trying to get a little bit aggressive there. Well, looks like we're gonna get some wards around this goal. Looks like we're starting it as well.
We do have Gravity Surge, which was popped for the attack speed. Gold Fury half health. Emoja will spot it out here. Emoja sees that it's at 1,000 health. Can they outconfirm? Emoja gonna be used. River's Rebuke gonna try to outconfirm Feather Step. Feather Step gonna be good. And Veroxis does confirm the Gold Fury, but can they get out? Veroxis forced to jump out. Backfire gonna be off the mark. And well, Riggs, I'm sorry to say, bud, but you were fodder for this Jesters team. But Gold Fury goes the way of the Skogs.
Yeah, you're definitely not complaining. Verox is able to get out, and you are 100% every day of the week trading your support for a Gold Fury. And honestly, the fact that they got it with just an Willox and an Ares is very impressive. Able to probably the Jesters not expecting that damage just from and the Woolix that early. So W sneaky pull, and now you see them evolving almost. It's at a 2.5K lead right now, 2,300 something like that.
Yeah, but that's kind of what their comp's built for in the early game of Alex and Ares Neath. But meanwhile, Kazar just caught with his pants down. Didn't have his beads. Can't really be that far up.
Yeah, Kazar, I know he's been playing aggressively this whole match, but finally was able to sneak up under his ward there. Yeah, we can be playing like that, especially in Poseidon. Like on Medusa, it's okay because we're a little bit mobile, but on Poseidon, we aren't mobile. We have no dash. Our only peel is a 3 ult. So we gotta play this a little bit differently for Kazar.
If that chain hit could have been okay. A little bit of ambitious ult there from Riggs. Let's just say it was a zoning ult there, but almost finding this Umoja, which could have been a huge kill for the side of the Jesters or Scots.
Maybe there's not an objective on the map right now, so it would have been too big.
A kill's kill.
I mean, yeah, but it's your sport, man. You know, sports can't be stealing any kills. You should know that. You're a sport player.
As we see that though, the Hunt Bat's going to be looked at by this Neath. Neath just trying to get any damage off. Naga though goes the way of the order team. Neath not able to steal it just yet. We had an invade from Veroxis. Veroxis maybe look at this. Sweaty Sax is going to be in danger. Sweaty Sax is going to get knocked up, but not in range of the Willix. Or Willix wasn't even looking at it. Not very well calmed there from the Skogs.
I'm trying to wonder if Kazar doesn't know that his ult does reduce damage with the aspect because
I think he was trying to knock him up for the Willix ult.
Well, I mean, he was up for real, but there was like a
Umoja going to be looked at here. It needs to be careful. Going to take a bit of damage from the Poseidon. Willix just looking for a knockout. Neathel going to be expended on the Umoja, guys. This Umoja is knuckle deep into their tower right now. Not sure if you want to expend that much cooldowns onto the Umoja.
Yeah, so we've kind of wasted our backliner ults here over the past, 30 seconds or so. You know, we do have a little bit of cooldown online for the D, so it's not going to be too bad. But yeah, we've expended our backliner's ults and we've received nothing. We haven't gotten any buffs. I guess no, we did invade their purple buff, but that is it. Nothing really gained here, but as you see, the early pressure from Frog on this chalk, being able to pressure out this Aladdin quite a bit.
Aladdin just one of those characters that, like, in lane, you just, he wants the wave and runs away. What are you going to do to him? Pyromancer going to be spawned here. Gold Fury is not up just yet. Do you think anyone looks for this Pyromancer here, Jturner, or do we wait for the Gold Fury for the next fight?
It depends. If we get a pick, like I said, if we get that pick on Stoops in mid, and this was at this current time, we go for Pyro. But
Kazar could be in trouble. Umoja going to have an angle on this. Could get the River's Rebuke off. Did not opt to use it there. Not foregoing trapping Kazar there. May just not been in range.
Probably. I think it would have been a risky ult there just to be able to trap him.
Meanwhile, in solo lane, Aladdin getting chased down here. Not very easy to catch. And we see the Willix made the rotation. A huge grouping of Skogs, a flock of Skogs are in the area, for this Gold Fury maybe. But Verox looking for Agni. Agni dashed out, already used the dash, needs to be careful. Primal going to jump in, force the beads out on the Willix. Now Primal going to be the one in trouble, has the beads himself, 1 health. Neathel coming inbound. Sweaty Sax, please take it for me, he said. Not to be there, but Sweaty Sax like, I'm trying to kill this Poseidon. Sweaty Sax getting his damage off, but is for not. Dashes in, needs to be careful. Riggs is here. Riggs with the cripple. Riggs with the second cripple. Riggs with the third cripple. Looking for the ult. T-Beads is online, but we're not going to use it. However, Umoja gets shoved in there. Sweaty Sax uses his own beads, not trusting that he will just be kept alive. Riggs taking half his health right now. Riggs in a perfectly fine spot. However, now the mid-range rotation coming in from Vulcan. Vulcan just looking to get his damage off, and huge grouping from the Jesters, but nothing to really show for it.
Yeah, they might go for this gold here. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and pull it here. Looks like it's going to be similar to what the Skogs did earlier. Sweaty Sax and Stoops not burning very fast. They decided to drop.
It's going to be dropped. Skogs do have Oracle Vision on it. We see a flock of Skogs inbound here. Ares is going to take his back, and it looks like this, whatever makings of a Gold Fury fight we had is going to be for naught. Oh, 11 numbers one-shots the Heroics. Needs to be careful. Going to use the Tornado there to just get out, and Aladdin forces beats up, and now they're looking at their next target. Out of position is Cadillac trying to peel out his Willix, and he's going to pay for the sins of his junglers. Now this Gold Fury going to be looked at by the Jesters. Not a Skog in sight.
Like I said, we see that first Aladdin rotation, man. Frog over there not electing to rotate, and this Aladdin solo is most dangerous when it comes to fights around these objectives. And hopefully we secure this. Looks like the Skogs will give it 3 gold fury on the side of the Jesters.
Skogs gonna try out Pyromancer with this. Gold Fury for Pyromancer. Khazar not opting to walk up here. And yeah, who do you think won that trade?
It's pretty easily the Jesters there. Pyromancer at this stage in the game not insanely valuable. You're not able to pick. You did get right power, but you trade that gold fury for pyro every day of the week, especially if you get a pick, especially on like a backliner, Kodalak, who still has a level lead. But you would like to see him not still die. Maybe push that lead just a little bit further. It also gives Flamio a chance to just get back into the game.
As you see now, teams going back to backing. Only about a 2k goal lead for the DjunglSkogs. When you pick an early comp like this, is a 2k gold lead really enough of an advantage, you think?
Not right now. Like I said, I think the longer this game stays close and they keep letting the Aladdin farm, it's just a ticking time bomb. Because pretty soon this Aladdin is going to be able to one-shot you.
Chains are good, but Riggs may not realize how much of a trouble he could be in. Fear Tornado not going to be used yet. Vulcanol going to be used. Does barely connects, but it could be enough as Riptide off the mark. Riggs able to live there, and Primal holding his ultimate there may have cost them a kill.
Yeah, obviously it would have been tough to just burn. You know, you hate to burn 2 ults for a support, but sometimes it just has to be done. Sweaty here looks like being in danger.
20 seconds, gonna get the stun off, gonna get some solid damage off, and evenly trading in damage right now. Sweaty Sacks is using his bombs to poke out this Poseidon. Needs to be careful, however. Does not have his dash up just yet.
Yeah, and I think that dash is sitting at around a 16-second cooldown. I know, 15 seconds, something like that. So it's definitely a big resource to be able to expenditure in lane, especially ADC. Because these towers are so far apart, you don't have safety. You don't have to just have a safety net all the time. He's winning the poke battles now.
Sacks kind of has been a little bit gapped in lane in these games. Maybe looking for some sort of putback. Does have some stacks on his rage, unlike in last game where it took him quite a long time to get it.
Yeah, Twitty's been sitting in like 0 stacks in every team fight. Or going into every, the grouping stage of the game, pretty much both game 1 and game 2. So him getting these rage stacks online earlier, definitely gonna make him feel more strong.
Oh, he has 3. I just didn't see it on his passive bar. But yeah, these dual laners just looking to maybe trade each other, but it looks like Khazar has been getting a little bit of an advantage on the neutral front.
Yeah, I honestly, Sweaty's at this stage in the game, like, games 1 and 2, you're sitting here like 2.5 levels down here, but now we're even. So, we're playing this early game stage better for Sweaty. We played the late game okay, aside from that, jumping in on Honor. So, can we take this?
Well, Hunbats is going to be inbound onto the dual lane here. Khazar needs to be careful. Khazar gets killed by the Hunbats, and that's a pick for the side of the Royal Jesters.
Yeah, looks like probably able to get that kill without using ult as well. So, still a big resource. Okay,
Stormcaller going to be used on top of the Aladdin. Aladdin had to use beads. Gravity Surge not going to be enough. Don't run away, Swag. Swag gets caught by Veroxis there. Ethel also appeared to be expended for it, and it's a 1-for-1 for both teams here. Both side laners down.
We're able to get that left tower and left. So overall, a W. Riggs needs to be careful here.
Yeah, Riggs playing very aggressive. One of these days, he's going to get locked down and just punished for it. But it appears that the Jesters are looking for the Gold Fury, and they have the numbers advantage here.
Yes, we have Yamoja ult, and we have Yamoja ult and Vulcan ult, and we have our Agni Burn and bombs. Hard to be
Gold Fury being pulled here. Gold Fury half health is the Gold Fury, along with, I believe, something else. Ares going to be trying to get his ult. Fury is going to be used. A knockup going to be good, but this Gold Fury not burned. In fact, it's been dropped. Well, health bars for the side of the Jesters equal. Could be a bad fight. Poseidon looking for anything here. Poseidon is looking to get it. River's Rebuke going to be used just to peel out, and DjunglSkogs going to peel back to the Gold Fury. Jesters looking to heal up even just a little bit. Jesters looking just to get any sort of foothold around this Gold Fury. They're going to look up. They're going to see this shock. Unkillable is this shock. Gold Fury burning. Gold Fury down for the side of the Skogs, and the fight is on. It actually looks like a disengage here from the Skogs, as the Skogs are able to take the Gulf Fury for relatively free.
Yeah, very rough start there from the Jesters. You see the chalk coming in from behind you, but the chalk is always. I honestly think that they thought he had ults because you saw him just like as soon as they saw that chalk, they just like spread out like a wildfire. I feel like if they knew he didn't have ult there, they would have tried to block him down. Unfortunately, our Vulcan ult is off the mark because I don't know if we're ulting for secure when we shouldn't when the ult is when the objective is like 3k HP ish, but like to see like us start launching that ult around 3k HP, but it doesn't hit anything, and unfortunately, it doesn't even hit the gold because there's nobody in the pit and hit nothing. So we need to be more patient with our Vulcan ults. Flamio, he just needs to calm down a little bit. Calm who you one ult, but it's not the worst thing in the world. We're sitting at 4k down here, but let's just play for this next objective, which is the Pyro, and let's see if we can improve a little bit in these team fights.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest right now. Neath's gonna be used on Aladdin. Aladdin maybe caught in no man's land, just gets the CC to all the hell, man. There's no chance of living for that Aladdin without his beads, and nice pick there from the Skogs.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna just translate it into that's another early Vulcan.
Vulcan gonna be used. I believe it caught. I think Riggs there, but clearly not enough damage to be done. No pen and with a double magical backline, gonna be rough to do a lot of damage to these tanks until this penetration's online. I see Pyro gonna be burning. Pyro looking Stoops looking to steal. Stoops get the bubble off, but not enough for Roxas able to confirm that bubble almost of destiny coming through. Primal though, maybe looking at this needs to use the back, but beads gonna be used. Sacred Monkey Toss still on. Maybe could have killed him there. Gonna opt to play the safer game there. Shot gonna throw his axe there, and it looks like a disengage from the Skogs.
Yeah, I don't know. You can see it ult available, but probably may not have that 2 available, which is what you want to combo, you know. Obviously, you want to get that TP Hydra Pock into it too, but obviously, it one-shots most people. But obviously,
Khazar is in a world of trouble right now. They're looking for him. Khazar realizes he's getting out of dodge, taking the Chevrolet down the rear. On Bats, though, leaps in, looking for Sacred Monkey Toss off the mark. Gonna look to try to get him off of this tornado. Tornado not gonna be good enough. Stoops with the catch onto the Khazar. Khazar just trying to live for now. Khazar for now is alive, and now it looks like the Skogs are looking to return some blows. On Bats forced to leap out, but the Skogs smell blood. Riptides are gonna be good at getting them out, but there's a lot of low health bars still. And Riggs still looking to play aggressive here. Riggs still looking for anything, but it looks like the Jesters are able to get out.
Yeah, Khazar takes that Wind Sprite into a Yamojo or River's Rebuke, but no harm, not foul. A lot of ults distributed from both sides. Our Vulcan unfortunately hits nothing again. Struggling a little bit with these Vulcan ults, but Swagmaster is going to get this tower. He's launching out, he's taking a lot of damage. With that Bloodbath book, though, he'll be fine.
I'm actually surprised maybe not to see the shock just immediately ult the Aladdin there.
Yeah. I feel like we're getting to that stage where I don't know if he thinks he can 1v1 him, but I think the chalk still probably beats up on this Aladdin pretty hard until looks like we're going for a lifesteal Aladdin here. You see that Bloodbound book into a Typhons.
Not a lot of penetration just yet. Jturner, and when you have like quad magical, do you think you need that penetration maybe on a little bit earlier?
Probably. I mean, we saw in game 1, Flamio elected to go no pen until 30 minutes. So it doesn't look like he's gonna go into pen here unless this next item is pen. But obviously Aladdin's gonna look to get that op shot here next.
Jesters. Looking at Goldfear being pulled, but not necessarily burned. Poseidon inbound here. Primal dies to a Neath ult, lost the 1v1 with the Willix there. Goldfear going to be down to 2,000. Vulcan going to be lobbed in, but a little too late. Cadillac able to confirm the Gold Fury, and Skogs able to get one and the Gold Fury.
Yeah, our Vulcan ult on the mark to a target there, but a little bit late to secure that objective. We're getting baby steps here, but I'm interested. Swagmaster is now elected to just like fully disengage from these fights, and he just wants to go hit level 20 and get as much farm as possible. He understands that he's the win con.
Pyromancer are going to be pulled here. Little to no contention out of the Jesters. Emoji going to walk up here, throw a one bubble to rule them all. Who does not already used one of her Omis. Going to look to maybe still steal. Going to use another Omi. And now she's out of Omi. She could be in quite a big trouble here. Going to even elect to use her Omi even further. Shock just chasing her down. She's going to be taking a lot of damage. Has to use the Hexstone, but does get the Stormcaller out of the Shock.
A little bit ambitious there from Frog. We're probably not. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little bit of input delay, but once we see that Hexstone get popped, we probably don't need to pop ult. I think we don't kill him anyway. Maybe just because we don't have much follow up because we're doing the objective. But nonetheless, we complete the goal of that, which is just zone out Stooms. But the Skogs now have 3 bombs. And with Fire Giant rotation or grouping starting, that's going to be a thing to watch. We now have Pen online for Veroxis. And unfortunately, Vulcan now going no Pen. Electing to go to that Rod of Tahuti. I'm assuming that's where he's going to go next, to go to that Op Shard. But Stoom's
Default going to be used here. Stoom's in quite a bit of trouble. It just gets melted. Veroxis doing an insane amount of damage to Stoom right now.
Yeah, Stoom's pretty squishy at this point. He doesn't have a lot of prots. That Spirit Robe doesn't give a lot, and that you're getting what 30 prots from that tally beads.
Well, there was Neath and a high Willock, so you're getting no important prots in that fight.
So no, especially he only has 20 Fizz prots from that Spirit Robe. Onto the Willock. So yeah, Stoom's not wanting to fight into this Willock's Neath 2v2 at least right now.
You see 6 and a 9 on the scoreboard, about 8k goalies. This is definitely the biggest deficit we've seen at this point in the game in any of these games so far. Do you think the Skogs are going to be able to take advantage of that?
I think they will, mainly because I don't think Swagmaster wants to fight right now. Swagmaster's made it known by his positioning in these 70s fights that he just wants to get his 20, and he's going to get caught out.
He may not have a choice.
His entire team rotating on him.
Aladdin has to use the tornado to get out, needs the lamp, and beads the lamp, and the Swagmaster just caught in no man's land. And that's the pick the Skogs may have been looking for.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go for this fire, and with Primal backing, I see no reason. Your only hope of stealing out, he's going to fake it, but...
Alright.
Your only hope of stealing this is probably a Vulcan ult.
Fire Giant half health, Fire Giant quarter health, Fire Giant not gonna last much longer. Vulcan ult, that's ambitious as it won't even land, but it hits 2 for a huge amount of damage. We see Dagger already had to be popped here for Riggs, and maybe the Jesters are looking to disengage here, not willing to take this fight against 5 and Fire without their Swagmaster. Looks like Jesters are going to be able to get the disengage off as long as no one lazybacks at Stooms. Riptiding in front of the Willix is a dangerous game, but it looks like he's just out of range. Shock, though, going to find them on the back here. Could look Slacks dashes the wrong way. Going to get caught by Riggs here. Has to force the Fury, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, wait, it is! Barely! The Frog still finds the kill. 20 seconds going to die, and then the Skogs are calling for the bird. They're going bird watching, or at least hunting. Is that a little putty cat? Or the Skogs, they're coming in hot. They're looking for the backlines. Bird is burning. The bird is no longer there. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as the Skogs get a clean bird there and a nice play there from the shot.
Sweaty for some reason is dashed into his in the front of his 2-2 tower. Luckily, I mean, he could have maybe got out of there. He may have been dead anyway, is what I'm trying to say, but that definitely dashing in front of the T2 doesn't help your cause. But as you see, you get that mid bird, double bombs exposed, and we're gonna get this gold here for free.
Maybe looking to test here. Will not, however. Hexstone has to be expended on the Emoja. And we just seen a different type of game from the Jesters here. They've just not been able to get any sort of footing here.
Yeah.
Jturner.
I don't know. Like, obviously, maybe this Aladdin was a pocket pick, but Swag just not able to get that value that maybe he was thinking he was going to get, because there's just a free Pyromancer here is going to kill one of those tower, not kill it, but get about half HP. But low HP target on a weakened tower. Yeah, but the good thing is, they keep scaling. Eventually these Vulcan ults are going to start one-shotting. He needs to buy an Op Shard first, but it will eventually happen. And eventually, hopefully, Swagmaster is going to be able to find a backliner here without beads, and ult them, and then one-shot them in the lamp. And if that happens, the Jesters have a chance. But we are 13k down. Enemy team has fire and 3 golds. So we're gonna have to take our fights carefully.
Yeah, Jesters, if we see, just look at just pure, we see Hun Bats only has 4 items compared to Willix, who's almost full build at this point. We see everyone else on the other team either have their final item or they have like close to their final item. Jesters just severely down in gold here.
I mean, yeah, most of the time when you see you're 14k gold down now. When you see that kind of gold deficit staring down your face, you kind of you know that your chances of winning this game are slim to none. And looks like Swag Master wants to take a little bit of advantage here. He's gonna get out before he has a chance to get 4-man ganged on.
4-1 split here for the side of the Skogs. Willix going to be spotted out here. Hunbats, I do not think you want this 1v1, Hunbats. I promise you don't want it. Hunbats, though, going to take it, knows better. Feather Step going to be used, going to get the beads off the Willix. So Willix going to just opt to walk out and run to the fight. Willix knows that they have an advantage count if he goes to this fight right now. Hunbats will not be there, but it looks like a Willix is going to do something interesting. All right.
Swag.
They also somehow got the mid bird at some point.
They got that blast fight bubble.
Oh, did they? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I had goldfish moment there. I'm not gonna lie. But the fight gonna break out here. 5v5 on this right bird. Sacred Monkey toss is in onto the back line here, but nothing comes here. Shock maybe looking to get some poke off. Rivers Rebuke gonna be used here just to zone off the Skogs for now. Huge cooldown down for the side of the Jesters as they look to try to get their poke off here. And it looks like Sax is going to have to take a reset, so this could be the go button for the Skogs. Skogs opting to wait quite a bit for this next wave. Wave is coming in now as the Skogs may look to take in. Axe is going to be good. Axe is going to be not used, as it looks like the Skogs are going to wait for another wave or go somewhere else. Hunbat shows up in mid. Stun not going to be on the mark for the emotion, as Hunbat's going to be looked at by this Willix, and Willix could maybe take this 1v1. Knows the Fear No Evil is down, but now the bird going to the storm calling is going to come in here. Phoenix is going to get Ares, catches 2 of the old. Vocal going to find one. It's almost one shot the person, but the lamp is going to be good. Finds the person in middle. Phoenix has respawned, but now the fight in the lamp breaks out. Swagmaster finds Verox's. Swagmaster trying to keep his team alive here. Swagmaster looking for the 2v1, but the Swagmaster does find the kill, or at least I think. Oh no, he got despawned, but we saw Hun Bats though get a kill onto Cadillac, and the bird's still up. Jesters hard won this fight here, Jturner.
If you see it,
Kazar is now found too. That's a 4-4. This could be run up mid time, Jturner.
I don't think they're gonna do it quite yet. They still have multiple one T1 and then all the T2s. But as you saw there, Swag was just able to sit on the backside of that bird and just throw ones out and get free poke. And he won a 2v1 in the lamp. Oh, he didn't win it, but he traded.
He won. If you trade and almost kill the other guy, that's a win. We saw it with the Kazar. Fire Giant, though, going to be pulled here from the Jesters. Ares, the only one in the Ares. Ares does not have a Sunder. So the odds of Ares stealing this is 0.00001%. Going to look for a chain onto somebody here. I believe it is the Hunbats. Hunbats has been crippled. Ares is looking for a hero play at best. And maybe realizing his folly, he's going to walk in anyways. Ares going to be kept out. Now Ares going to eat stuff for his trouble. Volko going to be expended. Not confirming, though. Ares looking for the steal. Does not get it, but looking for the dagger. Does not get hit. Multiple huge stun by the Ares, but Riggs just the hero play. There's a reason why they're called hero plays, Jturner.
Yeah, I mean you all supports, but you also don't have Sunder, so your steal potential for that is kind of low. I would wager it's very low, almost 0. But maybe just trying to steal a dagger a little bit, unsuccessfully doing that as well.
Sweaty Sax finds Pyromancer, and for the first time in all of the game, we see the Jesters have the front foot here.
Yeah, I see no reason. They have 5 members with Fire Giant. Try to take this fight on gold right now.
They maybe don't know what's happening. Frog going to be spotted out, but it looks like gold goes the way of the Skogs, and that's a kind of a huge win there for the Skogs.
Skogs gets that. Kind of hinders the siege attempts. Obviously it would have been on T2s, but weakened T2s is better than nothing. I would like to see them. Swagmaster now probably backing to buy his final item here. I'm hoping. It's going to be a poly, which is I agree with. You got your your combo online now with your wall dash auto. So we now have that online. This Aladdin now in one-shot territory. As I said before, this is a ticking time bomb for this Aladdin. If he gets on a backliner, that backliner should just die because we only have beads and we don't have Vegas to immune any damage.
Stun gonna be good on Riggs. Riggs taking a lot of poke here. Jesters, despite having Fire Giant, not overly confident to take a fight under this T1. You see Primal looking for an engage here. Primal gonna be spotted out. A bunch of damage coming out. Riggs gonna use the ult to catch multiple. Talisman and Purification gonna be on. Jturner Evil gonna be good. Vulcan ult just splits the uprights, but it's gonna be good enough. A lot of ults just separating this fight here. Tower does go down, but Riggs needs to live. Primal, meanwhile, gets found on the backline and killed. Riggs gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Verox's fight. Swagmaster Kazar finds Sweaty Sacks, and this could be game. They need to live here on the Jester sides. Riptide gonna be good enough to keep it alive for a second. Yamosha able to use the Spirit Web to get a lot of health back, but Skogs still smell blood and water, still going to get Immortality Wish going to be expended here from Swagmaster to help his team get out and potentially not lose the game, but it looks like DjunglSkogs not going to push their advantage here. Going to be having the back here, and that was very scary if you're the Jesters.
Yeah, that could have we had to expend our Frog's also getting caught out here. We got a dash on this. Ooh.
Oh. Felt like the bowling alley people in Wii Sports there.
Yeah. So we see Verox on the left here. Big stun there by Stooms.
We see a fight still going on somehow. Stooms in a world of trouble. He needs to be careful. Ares ult can find him. That could be a huge pick, but just enough time for Ares ult not to be up line. That was very dangerous there for the Jesters yet again.
Yeah, we now went back to a 5v5. All that was for a T1 tower, by the way, Bubble. We expended all those ults, and we got a single T1 tower. So we still have two members with Fire Giant, Flamio and Stooms. I don't looks like Verox is trying to get a pick here on Sweaty.
Oh, he's
doesn't know he's here.
it.
No, he's a coward.
Boo.
But he doesn't want to get clipped.
Verox did not want to get clipped that time. But we see a huge grouping of Skogs over on the right side of the map. Pyromancer only objective up. Skogs, despite losing that Fire Giant, now have the advantage yet again. Due to the fail siege on the T1 Jturner. How do you think the Jesters have to react now?
I mean, I feel like their defense was very good. So you have that now in your back pocket. You know, even if we don't find success around these objectives, our defense is really good because we have insane Aladdin poke.
Well, fight could break out here. Pyroman's gonna be pulled by the Skogs. Looking, it's burning. It's very low. Vulcan ult again, very late to the fight, but they're looking for some damage here. One health is whoever that is. That's Kazar getting picked here, and now Jesters looking for maybe the fork cut, and now the dagger gonna be popped here a little bit early. Vulcan gonna take a lot of damage. Gonna be auto pop. Oh, gravity surge though. It's gonna target. Maybe not the ideal one, however, and it is Stooms. Stooms gonna be able to live for just a bit longer. Needs to be careful, however. Gonna get caught here by the team. Kodiak finds Stooms, and Stooms just overstaying his welcome.
I don't think that's, yeah, as you said, don't think it's the main target they would have wanted there. But unfortunately, Stooms is the one knocked up, so it gets 8. But now we're back to square one. Fire Giant spawning in about 15 to 20 seconds. Teams backing to get the rewards on, but Jesters have the advantage here. They have their ADC, while Kazar's dead for another 20 seconds. So they're probably going to have posturing advantage here. Sweaty now pumping damage very hard. Wants to farm up, maybe get that 3k pot online. He now has double pen with the XE and the Titan's Bane, so he's able to kill tanks very effectively. Kazar, on the other hand, also with double pen. So both the tanks on both teams are going to struggle boxing these ADCs.
You may find a little bit of fault in the comp of this Jesters. They pick up full damage solo, and they also pick up backline support. Who's really going to be frontlining for this Jesters team in these fights?
This is true, but looks like maybe they don't want to frontline anything. They just want to full on dive. And if Swag's able to get the damage,
going for a bit of a risky play here. Going to try to get this Gold Fury. As soon as it pops, it could be the go button for the Jesters. Jesters not really in a position to capitalize, however, just yet. But we could just see the fight break out in about T-3, 2, one. And now Jesters could see that as the go button. Jesters going in, looking for anyone that they can. Riptide going to be off the mark, and Shock able to live there. Willix, meanwhile, in the T2. Jesters are confused. They don't know how to play this as we see a split decision coming here. Jesters going to take the fight down without their jungler. Stormbringer going to find two. A lot of damage comes out. Beads expended on his 20 though, finds a backline underneath. One health, needs to be careful of Naming. Going to be popped here. It's Kraken, finds two, and Frog able to clean it up. Cadillac gets found by Swagmaster in the back. A 1 for 2 on the side of the Cogs for now. The Willix going to be coming in back from Slate's Flagmaster. Go and look at the Fire Giant, sees it, just looking for the one. A lot of damage out on Kazar. Kazar going to get Fear No Evil. Kazar needs help. Primal finds him, hunts him down, deletes off the face here. Swagmaster, big diabolical, gets knocked up. Huge Willix 2 to stun it. A huge knock-up by Veroxis. Oh, the gravity surge of Veroxis goes ballistic in that fight. Oh my lord, and the game should go the way of the Skoggers.
Veroxis has been abiding his time. He finally targets that stoops out when he's trying to Riptide away. Great back and forth fight there, but Veroxis just able to bide his time a little bit more. Was super patient with how he engaged that fight. Able to go in, gets the triple kill. Insane damage on the Aladdin, catches him out without any dash or wall run. Gets the pick off, and this is going to be game 3 to the Skogs, who are now on championship points.
Oh, that play was so beautiful. I'm literally crying. Oh my lord, Veroxis hits the knockup, feather steps the Hunbat's killing him, and then catches the emoji Riptiding away. It was one of the most beautiful Willix plays you'll ever see here on an Olympus Generals. Oh my genius, like literally pure cinema coming out here. But like I said, very solid game for the Skogs. Very solid all throughout. Little bit of a hiccup, you know, a little bit on that Fire Giant. Jester's not able to push that advantage, and Skogs recovered. And this game kind of felt like a steamroll for about 80% of the game. Jturner.
Yeah, we had one point of the game where I think the Jesters could have done something, but they tossed their Fire Giant just a little bit too hard. Unable to get any value off of it. Like, or honestly, it was a good defense on the point of the Skogs by able to defending a T1 as well as they did with the other team with Fire Giant. Pretty impressive. But as we're looking at numbers here, Sweaty Stacks, he ended the game with his 5 rage stacks, but neither ADC was really like doing insane plays right there. Pretty much just objective shredding. But honestly, it was pretty much a jungle battle this whole time. Veroxis able to get the end, that better end of it, especially with that triple kill at the end. Let me switch to the damage numbers here to screen for a second. Yeah, honestly, Flamia did more damage than I thought. 35k. He did start hitting his Vulcanons there at the end. Overall, what do you expect to see? But going into game 4, the Jesters need to decide, hey, do we want to try and run the same thing that we just did because we had some good points, our defense was good with Swagmaster on the Aladdin? Do we play for first pick here? Do we play for second pick here? Because if we don't, we are on championship point here. We lose another game, or we lose. So this is it. We need to figure out what we want to do, and we need to do it fast.
All right, with that nice analysis there, Jturner, a little long-winded for my liking, but like I said, everything you said completely valid. Let's wrap this game up. Let's get the game forward. Can the Skogs confirm their undefeated season, or will the Jesters maybe play a trick on them to take this game forward, take it to a game 5? We'll see you then.
I mean,
and welcome back, Crete Finals Game 4 or Quattro, depending on who. I was saying if Jturner would do anything, if I didn't say anything. 1-2 for the Skogs. Game 2 and 3 going the way of the Skoggers again. 2 games up. Jesters gonna take first pick here, Jturner. What would you like to see change?
I want to see them. Well, number one, I don't think that like the draft is, you know, where they've lost the games per se, but maybe the only thing you could maybe hope for is somebody did enough to be warrant that character getting banned over like a Mordred. because that's been the only time Jesters have been able to find success, is when they've picked this Warden and Swagmaster just becomes an unkillable Warlord. But they made it. So that plan is failed.
We're going to see a Medusa band here, and I personally thought Kazar looked pretty good in team fights without it. Jester's going to take out Aladdin, Mordred on the Skogs side. Of course, Jesters didn't look the best with the Aladdin, and they definitely don't want Vrox to have it. So that's going to leave up the other pick that they left up last time. I believe they banned Sobek, correct?
Yes. As you see, the Skogs ban Kali, so I would expect Sobek to be this pick. Maybe? I don't know who it would go to. Because I don't think
they just go to Stimps. They just go to Stimps. They just go to Stimps. Stimps will play it. Stimps going to take out the Sobek here. That's going to leave the Skogs with their choice of the litter outside of Sobek. What would you like to see, Jturner? It doesn't matter. Ares going to be locked in here. Riggs has played it in the last 2 games, has won it, has a 100% win rate on the God so far this set. All 3 games, the Ares has been on the winning team. So Jturner, good news. This is the last game we have to cast today.
Hey, maybe. Never say never, though. I'm expecting to see...
All right, Justin Bieber, calm down.
Hey, why am I Justin Bieber? How can I be Justin Timberlake?
Never say never. Neat, gonna be locked in here for the side. The Skogs got a lot of value out of it last game. Used those ults pretty effectively. Made any 1v1 without a Willis that Veroxis was piloting. Unwinnable for the side of the Jesters. And we're gonna see the Jesters semi-run it back. Shock. Agni going to be picked here. Shock was on the Skogs last time, but this is looking very similar to another comp that they ran. Agni going to look to get a lot of value here, but I believe the Skogs are just going to run back to Poseidon, Jturner.
So maybe because I wants to play something different. Maybe he's like, I'm not feeling the Poseidon. He wants to go on her.
We don't know if that's Kazar's yet. That could be on her jungle.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Veroxis. I've seen that guy play Yamoja jungle in a comp set, so... He could bring it out. I don't think he will, but it's possible. But I also don't see Kazar playing the on her a lot either. Known for his X-Ball, but as we know, that character's not in the game yet. So,
Skogs pondering this next pick here. They still have to pick another one. I believe it's going to be either the jungle or solo laner. Jturner, what would you like to see in that empty slot there?
Sorry, as I yawn. Anything that allows Frog to not build a character to not die. That's what we've seen. Out of these, I just want to see him play something aggressive. Dare I say Hades, and there it is. This is
Hades.
This is
a lot of people consider that the best solo laner in the game right now, Jturner. First time we'll see a picture ban this set. What does the Hades bring that other solo laners just cannot do, Jturner?
Kill people very fast and kill backliners very fast, but he also dies himself very easily. So I like this pick. It puts Frog on something that he can't just sit under tower and play like a coward and for 20 minutes. It forces him to get aggressive. It forces him the W key, and it's something I haven't seen from Frog yet this set. So this is going to be a change of pace for him, but I like the change of pace.
Important 2 picks coming out for the Jesters back against the wall. Jturner, what are we going to see here?
What do we need here? We need a mid laner, and we need a jungler. Obviously, the Hun Bats have worked out the past 2 games. And I've been saying it. Fenrir did work, and we haven't seen Fenrir touched since game 1 after it working that well. So, he may bring it out. I personally am a big fan of the Thor. I don't think he wants to
Thor
play
feels pretty bad in the Hades. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know, but Thor does lots of damage, and I like damage.
Name 1 damage that Thor does.
Whatever his ult's called. Thundering Dawn.
Oh man, he doesn't even know. This guy doesn't even know what Thor ult's called, guys. He claims to be, a genius, and Jturner told me yesterday that he's the only one who could chair to this game because he's got a 5 million IQ. I'm like, okay, Jturner, I'm going to ask you what Thor ult's called, and you're going to have to answer immediately. And Jturner failed the test. But Jesters clearly taking their time to think about this. Jturner, what would you do, Jturner, when you're about to lose your final game of the season? What do you think about picking? Do you want to pick something you're very comfortable on, or maybe something out of the pocket that's very risky but could just very well work?
It depends on how big your bridges are. Because like me personally, I'm probably just picking my best character and then running with it. But World Jesters may be like Giga Chats, and they'd be like, all right, guys, it's time to bring out this super secret comp that we've only been running in scrims, and that we've been stomping teams on, but we think it's kind of troll.
We're saving it for game 4.
We're saving it for game 4 elimination point of Crete finals. That's what we're saving it for. But I don't know. They're pondering a lot. We'll see. Looks like it's locked in here pretty soon. We'll be seeing shortly. I
hope... short joke.
Maybe. I don't know how tall Stimps is, but I'm assuming the Cupid. Something I was not expecting.
Agni mid.
I'm guessing, and then we have that Fenrir back.
Fenrir got very back. Primal looked very good on game 1. Be fair, Primal I think has yet to have a bad game. It hasn't been the issue a lot of these games. So he's kind of earned the pick whatever he wants card for me. But do you like these 2 picks in the this comp so far?
I like the Fenrir. I'm not sure about the Cupid, mainly because I haven't seen Sweaty play it yet. I know it's one of his favorite picks, but it's another character, you know, that he can dash in and maybe int on, or dash in and get kills on. So could be a W, could be an L. We'll see. On the opposite side, Veraxis seemingly has taken his time and has elected to go his pick last. And I don't know what he goes here. You could
Willix.
maybe. He could be boring and pick a Willix again, or he could, you know, pick a wild card pick and go like
Pele's still good here.
Yeah. Pele is very good here. Yaboja is good here.
Oh,
the streets are saying Yaboja could be good here, Bubble.
If the streets are saying, I'm be honest, if best of 5 for the championship, I am not picking Yaboja in the jungle unless I'm up 3-0.
Yeah, but you don't know Veraxis, man. He's in your head.
Bruh, ain't no one in my even thinking about what I'm having for dinner tonight. Oh no, Veraxis. Anyways, taking it real quick on pondering here though. We see this Jesters comp. What do they want to do in these team fights?
Obviously with the Hades, you want a W key. You want to look for
the Jesters.
Oh, my bad, man. I was a little bit zoned out there. I was distracted by your Pirates hat, and it just reminded me of how bad the Pirates are, and I just couldn't think about
Pirates
anything
are the best
else.
team in Pittsburgh, man. I'll tell you. Pele gonna be locked in here for the Skogs. We're gonna see both these team comps. Jturner, are you partial to one of them, or are you anti-partial to the other?
For the first time, I'll say I like the Jesters comp better, just because.
Oh my lord!
Just because I think Agni mid, especially if Sweaty Stacks has been struggling on it, is better. I think that this comp might be a little bit better than the Skogs here, man. Like, we have pressure. We finally have pressure in duo lane with the Sobek. We only have to focus. We don't have to worry about Frog, you know, being super tanky because he's gonna go full damage Hades. I think the Jesters may actually have a better comp here. I'll say it.
Okay, you could say that. I agree with you. Not actually. I think this Skogs comp is very well versed. My only issue with it is, of course, on her, because Kazar has like outstandingly diffed his late opponent for the entire game or entire set. So Kazar has earned the golden ticket, in my opinion. It's going to be my only issue with the Skogs Cup would be that not a terrible lot of follow up off of Hades ult from a range. You usually want to pick gods that like can just dump their kits. For instance, the Vulcan, for instance, on top of the Hades. Not a lot of the gods that can do that without getting in range to maybe get hit themselves. And not to mention that this Hades could have a rough time getting on an Agni Cupid.
He could. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think there's grounds for this Hades struggling in this comp. Because you do have double dash. You have high mobility here from the Jesters. It might be hard to lock down somebody on the Hades. And most less, you could probably just, when you see that Hades dive in, you could probably just stun him out on the ID pretty simply, with just like, you know, an ult combo, a 2 ult, or a 2-1 combo, whatever it may be. This Hades might struggle a little bit, but let's see if the Jesters can, you know, capitalize off of the amount of the struggling that Frog might have.
I have to agree with you, Jturner. Game 4, though. Very stressful game for the Jesters. But a lot of teams you see in these game 4s, when they're up by a game, they kind of relax a little bit too much and could sometimes make a very heady mistake and kind of cost themselves game 4. And all of a sudden, you're in a game 5 scenario, Jturner.
We'll see. I don't think that because I think the Skogs really have like a lot of championship experience. You have Kazar looking to go back to back here at Crete, So I don't think he knows what's at stake. I think he's gonna lock in here, and he's gonna rally the team, and he knows what it takes to win here. So I don't have any problems with thinking that they're gonna troll the game a little bit.
All right, I have to agree with you. The Skogs, of course, used to playing 3 games. This is the first time they'll have to play 4 games all season. Does that literally affect you? Do you kind of zone out when you're in these types of sets sometimes, to where you've been playing since 3 o'clock and now it's almost 7? That's about 4 hours, Jturner.
Depends, depends on how addicted you are to this game. It's like if you have no passion, you may get sick of playing the game a little bit. But if you're high passion, if you are a passion warlord, you have no problem. You want to go 6 games, you may want to go 7 games.
I personally wanted to play best of 7, but they told me no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, didn't like Prime Smite 1 days we used to play best of 7s?
Oh,
back in the first Worlds. That's my no
if
more.
they did, then whoever decided that needs talking to be honest with you. On job. I think Jturner's just making up facts, to be honest with you. Next thing he's gonna tell me the capital of Virginia is Richmond or something or Arkansas is Little Rock. He's gonna just make facts up. That's just not true. Everyone knows the capital of Virginia is Norfolk. Trust. Don't look it up. I'm just waffling at this point, Jturner, because you have to wonder what is going on in this pre-game lobby where we have not started the game yet.
Apparently, I have comms that Sweaty Sacks is doing something. I don't know what exactly. He may went outside for a smoke break.
There has to be a reason why he has Sweaty Sacks right now.
He might. Sweaty Sacks might have needed a mid picks and ban smoke break, and that's the reason he's going.
Oh god, the kids ran in. They whoops. They German suplexed him. Or something. Something happened, man. Sweaty Sacks kind of distracted before. How does that affect your mental going into this game for you, Jturner?
I don't know. Maybe the Jesters are like, freaking Sweaty Sacks cares about smoking a fat donker of a cigarette.
A doogie.
They come to play our match. So I don't know. Maybe their mentals are shot now.
I don't know, man. Sweaty Sacks trying to play ADC with a stogie in his mouth. Maybe kind of badass though. Jturner, have you ever thought about that?
I mean, it's not as cool as a cigar.
That's what a stogie is.
Oh.
I mean,
it's
not as cool as you. That's what you sound like. On jaw.
A little bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
All right, Jturner. While we're waiting, go ahead and make your bed. I'll start doing hand singles if we're back.
I don't want to make my bed though.
Go make your bed, Jturner. All right, we'll play by play Jturner making his bed. All right, Jturner gets his ass up. All right, he's going to make the bed. He folds the blanket over. Now he's going to the other side of the bed. Jturner now going to the corner. Oh, there he goes. One side tucked in. Jturner maybe running out of steam here. Let's see if he can get that second corner tucked in. Jturner, he did it! Celebrations are a must here. Jturner tags in his bed. Oh no, his bed is made. Oh, he can now have the huzz over and maybe get some, because now they won't immediately run away when his bed is untucked in. Good job, Jturner. A round of applause.
Are we in game yet, guys? Any thoughts? I have ears from tests and from my eyes in the sky that they are in picks, so they will be into the game soon. And I honestly, everyone's out of stuff to talk about. I mean, we can start
On
talking
John.
about sports.
I have stuff to talk about. Oh, Denver, by the way, got absolutely demolished. Like, oh my, that's what you saw me in game 2. By the way, if you look at my camera, you see me like looking over my laptop. It's me turning the game on to see Denver getting demolished. Like, good for SGA, but I believe we're almost about to get in the game. I think it's game 6 by now at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're also gonna talk about Arkansas softball, man. They're in the final match for the regional, man.
All right, Jturner, it's time to look at some Smite games. What we finally came for after the exciting pre-bed making ritual. We'll get into game 4. Will the Skogs be able to confirm their first ever Crete championship in season 1 of Smite 2 of OSL?
We will see here. We have Frog opted to go that Sands of Time, not surprising. Another but he could have went for that gem.
It's maybe the first starter who's went Jturner that I've agreed with.
You know, some people like to go gem and do a Chronos Pendant first item, but look,
he doesn't need the clear. He's actually like the ultimate, I just gonna blow up the wave guy. He's kind of chill like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's kind of chill. How chill is he though? Do we know? Oh, looks like they're gonna try.
I've never talked to Frog, but if your name's Frog, you have to be kind of chill, at least cold-blooded. But anything that stands out to you about these builds besides that, Jturner?
Let me look. A little bit of gandering. We do have on her aspect, which recent people are arguing about it, see if it's actually is better or worse than normal on her. Obviously it allows you to 1v1 sweaty more, which friggin' Kazar's been doing that all game, so it may be better for him, especially since he likes to take these 1v1s so much.
Also, we see Death's Toll come out too, as well.
He's been building Death's Toll the entire game, so that's not a surprise.
No, he went Hood last time. Don't lie.
I don't know if he did. I swear he went Death's Toll on Poseidon.
He went Death's Toll on Poseidon, but he went Hood on Medusa. I know.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what the theory crafting is behind it, though. Will we see a level 2 First Blood in the duo lane? It's been 4 games already. Will we see it in a 4th? I know I said 4 twice, but it looks like, for once, the Skogs won't kill them at level 2.
We'll see. They're gonna get early pressure on this.
They're gonna hit level 2 here. Here it comes, and that's a dead. Nope, they lived. Huzzah! We have lived. The duo lane has survived more than 2 minutes for the first time. All set. Surely it's the sign of the end times, Jturner.
It is the end times, man. Yeah, that's for improvement. We finally don't die at level 2, and look at here, man. We're back. We're back, man. We're so back. They're gonna use this momentum to like.
No, he's so back.
Make this come back. Yeah, he's so back. We're so back, and we're so back. You know.
Sobek looking kind of nice with his new model in Smite 2. Gonna be looking to clear the wave. Not a lot of action so far either. Looks like the Skogs able to get pressure in the mid lane, able to shove the Agni in her tower. But it looks like Fenrir is gonna look for this early rotation on the side of the Jesters. Maybe look to kill out this Ares.
I think they're gonna let him primal level 3 here for the first time. I think he's making this rotation to the left side.
I think they saw him on that ward there.
I think they did. I think they also might not know that he just stays there, but he's gonna elect it back.
Primal sniffing some limestone. Gonna have to take his back here. Meanwhile, that just means Vrox who's been farming his entire time, already level 4.
Yeah, Vrox is electing to just farm very effectively in these early games. Hoping to get this ult online as soon as possible, but Riggs maybe take a little bit more poke than intended.
Well, gonna be good here. Riggs gonna take a lot of damage. Riggs gonna need a lot to live, and not so much First Blood way of the sweaty set. As Riggs playing just a bit too aggressive, they're not respecting the Sobek pluck. Meanwhile, invade successful for Voroxis.
Yes, Voroxis looking to get 5 as soon as possible. He's been doing a really good job of, just getting this early game farm because he's been playing like characters that don't really want to fight until they hit level 5. Pele, Willix.
Axe down for Shock. Shock could be in trouble. Does not have his get out. If he needs a knockup, gonna be good. But here's Fenrir. Fenrir looking to peel out Swagmaster. Swagmaster able to get out, but Fenrir is still looking for the kill on Frog. Frog falls by the wave side, and Jesters are up 2-0, reversing the script from previous games.
The Jesters played this early game almost 200% better. Sweaty Sacks avoids first blood, gets first blood, and now we got Frog, or we got Swagmaster getting the kills over here.
Haynes. Gonna be good on Stoops. Needs to be careful though. Pluck's gonna be good. Rig's gonna be thrown back into his team. Heart Bomb gonna be used. Not Aspect Cupid, so no heal onto the Sobek, and it looks like both sides decide to neutral out, but the Cupid's self-sustain could give them an important advantage in this fight, as Cupid, Sweaty Sacks taking an awkward path back in the lane, gonna take a lot of poke, get jumped on by the On Her, nice peel from Sobek, gonna keep Cupid up for now, Heart Bomb good, stuns out On Her as both sides decide to disengage, but you know Riggs, he's looking for it, but meanwhile on the red, but Veroxis finds Flameo, and huge kill there for Veroxis, and maybe looking for some more. Primal needs to be careful, Neithal gonna be getting beads a little bit late, could cost Fenrir his life, and Veroxis hits the knockup. Veroxis still looking for the last bit. Cannot find it. Primal escapes with his tail. Meanwhile, Invade in the duel lane still going on. The fighting. Sobek looking to steal. Sobek staring at the purple, trying to do the math. He is not a math guy, however. Gets chained for his problems. Still gonna eat the chain, gonna eat the impel, and now it's poked out with Purple Invade. Gonna be successful. Sweaty Sex though, in a world of trouble, needs to be careful. On Her, oh, could look for a lot. Pluck off the mark. On Her needs to walk away. Stoops though, taking a lot of damage from this On Her passive. On Her gonna be able to get the autos off, and Duel Lane has finally disengaged Jturner.
Riggs level 5, live Riggs level 5. Now watch for this early pluck. Or the early chain, I mean. Sweaty still has speed, but yeah, but so Sweaty also has. So, but wouldn't be surprised to see him ult on here aggressively with the On Her and Ares combos.
Primal stiffing some limestone again, and you know he has to have a favorite rock at this point.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I mean, what's your favorite rock, Bubble?
Mine is Nice, which is an igneous rock.
That's a nerd answer right there. Are you a geologist or something?
We see Vrox is making himself known on this dual lane side. Fenrir also been spotted out. So both junglers going to take their time over on this dual lane. Not really farming, however, as Vrox decides that Kazar has not been the carry enough. He's going to eat his wave.
Yeah, Stoop's still level 4 here. I don't know how exactly he's gotten himself in that situation. Not something you see often, as you see a Sobek fall behind in duo lane. Gonna hit level 5 here, probably off this wave, I'm assuming. Nope, he's level 4.
Misty Chronos Pendant out in the Hades, usually a diversion from the usual Book of Thoth, but Primal gonna be in the area, gonna look for this Hades to do anything. Frog gonna dash out, has the ult available to him. Nice Stormbringer gonna be able to kill him. Frog does not decide to use his ult to keep himself alive, but barely trying to suck off the Swagmaster into the middle of his tower, but will not be able to catch him there, and it looks like a neutraling of ults there from the sides, from both sides.
Also noticed something that Swagmaster has averted from his previous previous chalk game, has liked to go non-aspect chalk, so a little bit more sustained in lane. Maybe
Rox is going to be spotted out. Important to note, Ragnarok is not up. Rox is going to be able to just walk away here, but maybe could have even taken that fight if they wanted to.
Potentially, maybe
Lethal expended.
Occasion.
Sobek going to be caught and crippled here. Sobek needs to be very careful. Already a quarter health. Some damage could come out. Ares ult going to be used to force out the lurk in the waters, and this Sobek is mega poked.
Stoops electing to use the lurking in the waters outside of the beads. Well, it's a little bit of a shorter cooldown there, but Roxas is going to pick on Sweaty.
Sweaty Sacks gets found by the Roxas here in the duel, and Roxas is making a very quick rotation there, catching Sweaty Sacks off guard.
Yeah, Veroxis has been on these rotates, man. As soon as he hit level 5, he was just on it, and now they're going to position for this Gold Fury.
A little bit of a risky Gold Fury on her passive is going to be able to proc on this, however. But Kazar going to be half health on this Gold Fury. Gold Fury, half health, going to be spotted out by this Fenrir. Fenrir looking to contest this Fenrir. Maybe able to look in. 500 health is the Fury, and Verox is able to confirm it now. This Fenrir going to be a lord of trouble. Gets crippled, gets flamethrower. Ares just needs a little bit more damage, but it's not enough. And now Riggs, the one in trouble. Riggs going to get caught off, not be able to. But now Sobek actually is the one who's in mega trouble as he just gets bursted down by this Skogs backline. Agni has made the rotation in Shell, going to be popped to try to keep his backliners nice and healthy. It looks to be a 1-for-none for the side of the Skogs along with the Gold Fury.
Yeah, only thing but threat, it cost Primal his beads that are going in for that Gold Fury for unsuccessful steal, but this Virax is just mainly just controlling the map flow right now. He's pretty much just ganking on cooldown. He's going to one lane, getting a kill, and then stealing buffs, and then he's going to another lane, getting a kill and stealing buffs. Able to get a kill in dual lane, and then we steal the Gold Fury. Virax is just playing this early game so insanely well right now.
201 is this Pele only fully stacked on the Devos. Kazar 2 stacks on the Rage. So the early good start from the Jester has been mutilated by this good early game from the Skogs.
Yeah, we're now 3k up or 3k up for the Skogs at least, after the Jesters had pretty good control of the early game. It wasn't like an insane gold lead.
Oh, we love graphs. We can see the exact limits. There's the 2 kills at the beginning over there. Then here's the death of a Sobek. And it just goes down from there.
Yeah, death of a Sobek. We can make that thoughts.
Meanwhile, back in the duel lane, Kazar almost able to kill Sweaty Sax. Sweaty Sax got a little bit too aggressive there. Needs to be able to walk out.
We'll go for the heart.
Get pillared. You need to be careful if you're Sweaty Sax. Can't stay up this far up for too long. On her gonna jump in. Meanwhile, Swagmaster dies in this duel.
Oh,
the solo lane.
Kazar.
Heart bomb gonna be good. Not enough damage. Sobek looking to clean it up. Fixes the 3. Working in the waters, and Stibbs finds the kitty cat and gets a kill for himself. A 2-for-1, however, for the side of the Skogs. Could be more. Virax is looking mighty hungry here, but that's a Sobek at the end of the day.
I think these 3 levels up. Do a decent bit of damage.
Yeah, but he doesn't do any damage. See, look. Doesn't do any damage.
No.
No, don't do that, Viraxis. That's not worth it. Oh,
it is worth it.
It's worth it, but if Viraxis dies, that's a huge trade out. Viraxis getting shut down. Stibbs with the mega bait. Perhaps Viraxis baiting himself quite a bit there. Bit of a mistake there, Jturner.
Yeah, he was all for the. He just wanted the ego. He wanted to clip Stooms and then send it to him in DMs, because Viraxis does that, and he wanted to own Stooms, you know.
All right, we're at 4-4. This game's still favoring the Skogs, but not as much as you'd like. But On her getting uber aggressive. Heart bomb going to be enough to keep On her off of him. On her does have ult available to him in a second. Could be able to use it on Sax. Sax does have the dash up. Could look to get aggressive here. Sweaty Sax looking for a heart bomb. Impale going to be off the mark of the pillar. Heart bomb is, however, good. Sweaty Sax needs to live here as he does it. Kazar pumps a bunch of damage while the Neath ult does connect, doing a bunch of damage as well. Fenrir, though, however, going to be in range. Kazar does have Leap available to him. Could use it. Just the Brutalize could be used to catch up. Does not opt to use it. Does not have the Ragnarok available to him. And Kazar able to get out scot-free.
Alright, seems a little bit of a thing to look at here. Sweaty opting to not go into Crete. He's going to do a shred build this game. Larbian Bow into an Executioner. Get early pen online.
Which is interesting, because this is probably the least tanky comp he's faced so far.
This is true, and I guess he's just tired of not having his rage stacks into the late game, so maybe he just wants to be more valuable early on. So I don't completely disagree with this decision, even though I think Crete is still just better. But looks like Prime will try to get a little bit of aggressive here. He sees people over the wall.
Primal opts not to engage here, but he may be engaged upon. Ares going to loop under, catch Primal. Does not hit the cripple on him just yet. The other use the beads, has to leap out here, and Primal gets his beads burned and does not pick up the oracles, but they appear to be split.
The oracles, Stoop's also getting a ward on the Gold Fury there. The Skogs have no ward yet. I'm assuming that might be Viraxis putting a ward on there right now. Could be dewarding as well. He also put a deep ward in, so just warding around this Gold Fury here to maybe look for a gank here in the dual lane to maybe set up for the gold.
Hades going to be pathing under. A little bit of risky pathing, but at the end of the day, it is a Hades. When I see a huge grouping of Jesters around this mid lane, Hades may be looking for a play. Sobek going to pluck out. I believe that this Hades was spotted out as we see the 2v2 just immediately back up here.
Yeah, shut up under the tower a little bit here. Looks like they may. Oh, Primal's surrounded here.
Fenrir may need to be careful here. Gonna see this. Does not know this Pele's here just yet. Pele could look to go on this Fenrir. Fenrir gonna walk into the middle of two here. Hades is there, looking for the leap out here. On the back line though, Pele finds the ADC. Gonna Cupid has to ult himself, but it's not enough. Hades gonna use his Tormented Pillar, gonna come in here, do a lot of damage. Just Stibbs finds Viraxis A 1-for-1 so far. Sobek though burning pretty quickly. Kazar just autoing stoops down. Ares gonna pull one other in. Flamio goes down as well as the Skogs. Find a 3-for-1 in favor of them, and they're gonna look to pull this gold here.
Yeah, it should just be a free gold, and unless Swag wants to engage here. Swag opting for like a super tanky build here, like the hybrid shock build. Yeah, this is good.
Stormbreaker gonna be used, not enough to steal just yet. Cadillac able to confirm, and now it's Shock without his hammer, gonna be burned down very quickly, needs to survive just long enough. Gonna be CC to all oblivion, and Swagmaster dies, and things go from bad to worse as the lead swells to 5k.
Yeah, not looking good here for the Jesters. Honestly, like it just Primal just out of position there. He just gets surrounded, and Sweaty also gets caught out. Veroxis just takes away, or peeks around that corner to him being out of position, able to get huge damage off him before he even gets ult down. Sweaty's just getting pretty much, he's not having a good time right now, he's just getting engaged on.
Yeah, did he pick the Cupid after the Honor, correct?
Kind
Kind of a rough matchup.
He picked it 4th, I believe.
Yeah, so Cupid was picked first. Or no, Honor was picked first. So kind of a rough matchup, and we can see that a little bit. Kazar able to get the advantage here. Plucking, though, by the Sobek on the Cadillac. Cadillac could be out of position here. Doesn't take a lot of damage as Flamio opts to, has already blown Kit onto the wave.
Well, able to get out there. It looks like their firebrands are being taken here by Veroxis and Riggs.
Riggs gonna be looking for a fight here. Riggs gets a cripple onto the Agni, but that's it. Now Riggs himself gets plucked in. May look to ult here to pull some beads. Riggs gonna get 2 with his ult. Gonna get Lurk in the water and the Fenrir beads. That's a win for Riggs there.
Riggs turns that situation to where you Swagmaster.
Shock though, looking for a Stormbreaker. A little bit out of position is this frontliner though. Hades gonna look to try to peel with his ult. Fenrir, they're gonna drag him back in. Primal dies the frog, and Fenrir just opted to die to the Pillar of Torment there. Now Sobek gonna be in trouble. Veroxis hits the ult on him and now finds Flamio, and Veroxis is going absolutely ballistic this game so far, Jturner.
Yeah, Veroxis, like I said, he played the start of the game perfect. You know, you may have fed over that T1 just a little bit, but you know, who cares? You know.
Shock gonna be in an area for this Pyromancer that does not have aspect, and will opt to give Pyromancer to the Skogs as this weeds wells up to 8k, and Skogs are looking to run away with this.
Yeah, this is the first time I think the Skogs have been able to, they have enough of a lead to maybe pull a Gold Fury, or not a Gold Fury, a Fire Giant pre 20 minutes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they saw he rotated over there very quickly. Kazar may just take his backs here, then take that TP over, but they're in good position to be able to try and grab this Gold Fury. 10k up at 16 minutes with 2 Gold Furies in pocket.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough comeback here from the Jesters. All they can do is really sit on their hands and maybe wait for a mistake here. But Skogs, even when we've seen them with leads, haven't been really too proactive with them. But Cupid going to be trying to invade here, down 10k. Gets the solo on Kazar, but dies. But that's worth it if you're the Cupid, don't you think?
I think it's 100% worth it. He does that with no ult, by the way. He just straight up kills Kazar trying to invade. Like, that's a huge value for Sweaty there, able to get that kill on a pretty fed on her. Obviously you would like to live too, and he would have lived if Neath didn't exist, but
I know why he got the kill. It's because he didn't have his rage online yet. Think about
he's
it.
He's going rage 3rd.
Yeah. Sweaty Sacks is all forever doomed to not have his rage stacked.
Yeah. I think Sweaty was just like, you know what? Yeah, I hate rage stacks anyway. I'm gonna build that ish 3rd. So we'll see. I mean, obviously he hasn't been getting his stacks into the late game anyway, so maybe he's like, you know, I can't get
huge grouping around this Fire Giant. Fenrir gonna opt to go on the Hades. Hades able to heal quite a bit, but not enough. Stormbreaker gonna be used. Tomer Pillar gonna be used to keep out the Shock. Shock has to use the 2 to get away. Veroxis maybe looking to chase as Neath basically just one-shots Primal there. Veroxis with the last hit, but oh my lord, that's a lot of damage. Hades finds the Shock. Shock in a boatload of trouble, eats the World Weaver, and now he just needs to survive just a little bit longer. If he can get that hammer over the wall, but it's not enough as the knockup is good by Veroxis, and that could spell Fire Giant for this JunglSkogs team.
Maybe they don't have Kazar over here, but they do
Who's
have
gonna
Ares
contest
healing. I don't know, man. They don't want to do it, obviously. I'm just looking to the mind of a Cretan bubble. What do you want me to do?
Agni gonna be caught here. Cripple is gonna be good. Forces the Fury Beards out already. Does not have its dash yet, and now will be pulled in by the Ares. A lot of damage gonna be coming out here, and Flamio, maybe a mistiming of his relics there. Didn't opt to dash when he got chained and then Fury. Kind of cost him his life.
I think his keyboard may have just died. I don't know. That was weird.
Sobek gonna be getting poked here. Gold Fury is up. A huge grouping of Skoggers around this Gold Fury. Honey flavored for their favorite. And now it's gonna go in. Skogs pulling the Gold Fury. Not a lot of contention out of the Jesters here. I assume they're gonna pull the Gold Fury. Jesters not doing much in reaction. Not gonna pull the Pyromancer. Not gonna contest though. A free Gold Fury from the Skogs.
We're now at 11k lead. Somewhere around there. We now have 3 gold. We now have 3 golds in pocket. Looks like we're gonna walk immediately over to this Pyromancer. Not much that the Jesters can do right now. I think the only one that's someone in the game. Can't say this much. Is Sweaty Stacks, like probably the most, the guy that's in the game the most, using Primal 3 levels down, Agni 2 levels down, Stoom's 2 levels down, Swag is 1 level down. Even though Sweaty is 1 level down, he's proven the ability to be able to solo Kazara while being down.
Pyromancer maybe pulled by the Skogs. Sobek looking to contest even a little bit. Pyromancer fall the way of the Skogs, and Sweaty set or Kazar still hasn't really rotated for this Fire Giant yet, so Jesters don't really have to defend Fire Giant just yet.
Sweaty, I mean, I don't
What
know
is Sweaty doing back there? What is Sweaty doing back here?
Might
We're
be him.
gonna see a jump in. Bead's gonna be used just to Kazar stares at him. And Kazar, he won that trade. He got your beads, man. I don't have to tell you.
This is true. This is true. Sweaty's still staying with beats here.
And now look, there's some Jestys in
big
the area. Fenrir gonna look for Ragnarok, gonna not hit the stun and get on her ulted and for his problems. And now Beads late, Veroxis cleans him up, and now the fight keeps going. Swag's caught out too. Veroxis is just putting an absolute clinic on. Sobek may not last much longer, has to cut up, which means he's just going to die here. And Stooms falls a 3 for none for the side of the Skogs. And now the Skogs just looks unbeatable this game, Jturner.
Sure, they'll be back and go fire here, Bubble, surely. Do we think?
Don't call me Shirley.
I mean, what do you think I was referring to as Bubble?
Anyways, yeah, Fire Giant gonna be looked at here from the Skogs. And if you're the Jesters here, Jturner, what would you do about that?
Well, our only hope is that we get a fat Cupid ult here, and then. But here's the thing: we have an Agni. Agni wants to sit behind walls and get his poke damage on.
Well, they're gonna say screw your in and just go on the shock. Shock using Stormbreaker, has to hammer out. Gonna use the hammer. Oh, he's crippled now. You're gonna be in quite a bit of trouble. Gonna get impaled for his trouble. I just absolutely obliterated to this side of Tacoma. The Shock is gone. No, like he's just a smear stain on the pavement right now as the Skogs look for this Fire Giant.
Poor Swag Master only has 30 deep stacks right now. But K-Cap's at 40, right? I'm not sure with that, am I?
Yeah, K-Cap's at 40.
Alright, that's what I thought.
Not that it mattered. I'm pretty sure he could have been full build and he would have just died. He was that locked down. His lockdown are harder than the Fort Knox, harder than Alcatraz, any prison you could name. He was locked down in.
Your right tower is
Probably,
under attack.
but we're 22 minutes in, but our deep stacks, man. Trolling.
They're gonna heat check this Phoenix, and not a lot of Jesters here. Jesters do show presence, not enough for the Skogs to be utterly dissuaded. Skogs gonna opt to go for this mid tower. Stimps eats a cripple for his trouble. Flamio gonna open the door. Flamio maybe looking for a stun combo onto anyone here, just looking for any type of damage, whether it be huge plucking. Out of position is Ares. Riggs needs to be careful. Riggs not taking any damage, however. And just not enough lockdown / damage to punish Riggs for his mispositioning. Now the tower's gone. Riggs still going in. Riggs does not care about this Cupid damage. Riggs just abusing the fact that he is so far up. Pluck though onto late bees, and this could be disastrous. Konak needs to be careful. Konak gonna be slowed by the Sobek lurking in the waters, but they're not gonna opt to chase here. Neath able to walk out, and not Skogs a little bit too big for the britches. Not punished, however.
Riggs is still full HP despite being out of position multiple times. It's just Ares plus Fire Giant. Almost makes him
Well,
unkillable.
speaking of position, Sobek eats a knockup, and now they're looking, maybe look for this Phoenix here. They see Cupid and right. Cupid gonna back, and the Skog is gonna opt to take this Ancient Fury and weaken these 3 birds down.
Oh, this has been an insane, a very well played Fire Giant pull from this or Fire Giant siege with the for the Skogs. They've stripped all the towers down. They're gonna go back and get this Gold Fury to get all 3 weakened Phoenixes. We have a 16k gold lead. I think these should just be 3 free birds. I don't even know if you. It's gonna be incredibly hard to defend these birds, but if we try to defend it too hard, we're gonna end up getting ourselves picked, and this might be game here. We still have 2 minutes on Fire Giant here.
Armature gotta be pulled here by Cupid. Cupid's gonna look to grab it. Cupid will grab it. No contestation out of the Skogs. And that's the first bit of putback we've seen from the Jesters all game, Jturner.
Yeah, I think that is their first objective. No golds on their pocket. But Pyro, you'll have 2 T1s up, even if you're the Jesters. Doesn't look like Swag gonna try and push that up a little bit. Doesn't look like the Skog, like there's grouping now. They want to push up this mid bird, I think. But they're trying to see if they can get Swagmaster caught lacking. And they may do just that.
Primal backing right there. Gonna be heard by the other team. Nothing to pull just yet. Dogs maybe looking for a pick here. Maybe looking for a sneak peek at this right bird. Gonna be spotted on this wave. Not a lot of reactions just yet from the Jesters, but here's the rotations coming in. Jesters maybe looking for one last grasp of air onto this Phoenix. They still have Fire Giant. Fire Giant going to be on here for another 50 seconds, so you can't hopefully wait for it to end. You need this fight to go well if you're the Jesters. Skogs, they're a little bit hesitant on going in. Haven't found their in just yet. They don't know what to do just yet. Here it comes. An axe going to be used on the shot side. Will not get a lot of poke off. And now here come the Skogs. Ares looking for an engage. Could look for the Sobek. Could look for the shock. Who knows? Fenrir lurking around the wall. Lurking in the waters even. Then out. Here comes Roxas by himself on this bird. Gonna bomb it. Half health the bird. Hades gonna come in, but Ragnarok gonna be expended on the Pele. Pele had to burn beads. And now on the meanwhile on the other bird, Stormbreaker gonna be used. Get knocked up too. Bird is going down. Kolak finds 20 seconds in the back. It's now a 4v5 in favor of the Skogs. The bird, however, still standing. Roxas gets mid bird, however, right bird falls as well. Skogs smell blood in the water. They're licking their lips. They're going in. Snouts are cold. They're still looking for any type of pick. Titan gonna be outputting damage. Hades, not a big tank, but he didn't take any damage. Gonna be a retreat here out of the Skogs. Not confident in their way of the end here. And they may just go for this left bird. Fire Giant has fallen off of the Skogs. May need to be looking for a pick here. Now we see Fenrir gonna get crippled here. This bird gonna be looked at by the Skogs. Here it is. Hades going in the back. Hades getting burned. Pluck. Hades late. Bees. Primal finds Frog. That's a pick. Jesters maybe a little putback, but they're opting to go reset. Meanwhile, all 3 birds have been taken down. Jturner.
Yeah, that was the. I knew Frog was gonna try and go in there with his, because he did have ult available. Well, a lot of the team's resources have been expected. Yeah, but that's my next point, Bubble. You know, we mentioned in the pregame that he was with all these knockups and just disruptions for the Hades. It might struggle for him a little bit to get his ult off here in the end game. You saw it just there. Tries to pull it, but Fire Giant gonna be free here. 3 birds down. I don't know how you can defend this.
Fire Giant gonna be burned very hard, faster than my house, which burned down.
Today?
Pyromants are gonna be looked at. Pyro-bomb gonna be accepted here. The Julio buff, as some passionately call it, gonna be in the pocket of this Ares. And now, if you're the Skogs here, what are you gonna do here on the siege? Do you just try to look for a pick, or do you just say send it?
Well, if you're the Skogs, you have to think that the Jesters are gonna try and fight you outside of Titan. It's very possible, or they have 2 ways of playing it. They're gonna either like bundle around the Titan and play around that, or they're gonna try and pick you outside. There's not much point of getting this Gold Fury, so I hope they don't do it. But you never know. They're gonna try and grab it, get some more gold. Who cares, you know? But yeah, they're gonna try and get a pick outside. You pretty much have to. If you let them get inside your base, the game's over. It looks like they're posturing a little bit outside. At least Primal is, but Stumps is backing and Primal is now alone.
Fenrir does not have a lot of help. If Fenrir's spotted here, this could be disastrous for the Jesters. Slim to none hopes. Fenrir going to be spotted on the wave. Needs to walk away. Going to jump over this wall. Helm of Darkness going to be getting Neefo and procs it. Oh, the off the mark does a lot of damage. Is that an arrow spell?
Does
on
Baroxis have arrows, bow?
Arrows or learning whatever
bow.
lemon bow gonna be in, but we see a huge grouping of Skoggers on the left side, maybe looking for the end here. Shock Hammer gonna be down. Skoggers going up the mid lane, of course. Riggs leading the charge as he has all game, maybe looking to do anything here. Shock has a hammer up if he wants to throw it. Sobek looking for a pluck. Sobek needs to hit this pluck to get any type of leverage in this fight. They cannot let these waves leak in. Agni Bomb hits 2, but does next to none damage and might as well not even exist. Was that a fruit fly or a meatball? I will never know, but half health is one of the players in the back. We need to be careful if your Varox is a little bit over eager as a beaver. Shockhammer going to be coming in. Not a lot of damage coming out just yet. But this Titan tanking minions. You can't keep playing like this, Jesters. The Jesters, you're about to lose the game if you keep letting this Titan take damage. Lurk of the Water is going to be used. Stormbringer. Lurk of the Water really used. I believe Ares got his ult there off on how to use well. Swagmaster Blue obliterated. Skog small boys. Skogs are going in. Frog fight 20 seconds. Pillar Tony. Kazar finds Stoops. 2 men left, 1 man left. Kazar finds a triple kill, and the Titan's done. That's Crete final. Skogs won. Skogs win. Skogs win. And now, as you see, the Capri Global emote, Skogs have taken their undefeated season and won Crete. And now it wasn't much of a doubt for most of the season. They swept the semifinals. They only dropped 1 game here. This Skogs team been very unbelievable, and we're going to see some of these players in Delphi next season, Jturner.
We'll probably see a majority. I wouldn't say a majority, but at least two of these Skogs players in Delphi next season. Even though Kazar may not want to be, he will be up there. He will finally be free of Crete. But congratulations to the Skogs. Perfect season. They complete it, and Golden Apple Curse claims another victim.
Okay, let's be a Golden Apple curse affects you through the whole season. You make finals, that's not cursed. There's no curse there. The curse is usually you get demolished the whole season.
Okay, what about like the Bills made like 4 straight Super Bowls and then always finish second? Is that a curse?
No.
Okay. Alright, anyway, great performance here from the mainstay. Kazar, Varoxis put on a show. 10-2 each of them. Not much to say there. Yeah,
2-0-18 is a stat line of all time, Jeff.
That's true. That is a neat stat line right there. And then on the side of this, we won't get into too much of the Jesters, but in that game 4, I mean, honestly, the only person who was able to get any kind of success over there was Sweaty, which was not normal. There were a normal thing throughout the sets, but we won't focus too much on that. They had a good season as well. Good performances from all of them. But again, congratulations to the Skogs. They deserve it. Perfect season finished. They're gonna take their $60, go to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm sure you'll see Varoxis at your local bar pop in sometimes.
Yeah, let me get 2 cheesecakes.